It's a cherished idea, as well it should be. People have fought and died for it.
Come on over, bitch! Come on over! You stupid dick, bitch!
Feminists do not want you to have to make alimony payments, domestic duties, overprotect, the assumption. I'm reading, fuckface.
Why you need to lie about that, sir?
Well, maybe if he decided to assault George Zimmerman, he didn't want you to know about it.
That's still retarded, sir.
Well, that was just bullshit. What I'm trying to say is, fine. I don't even have cards in my hand, and I talk like a fucking lamb. This is 14 of 17. Fuck!
And police think they know why this tenant had so many containers of excrement in his apartment. Officers believe he may have been huffing jankum, a hallucinogenic drug made of gas from fermented sewage.
All right, take 4. All people. Okay, we're here on Parkwood for a very serious issue. Regardless, we'll stay here all day. I mean, it's fine.
6 million who the Holocaust! Are you saying the Holocaust is a joke? It's a joke. That's right! That's right! Don't shoot! The Holocaust is a damn joke!
Oh, go fuck yourself! The most disrespectful son of a bitch!
Go fuck yourself, Guppy!
You have no respect for yourself!
Go fuck yourself, Guppy!
I'll get you, bitch!
Get on the ground! Turn around! Turn around!
I was wondering, what's the recommended amount of dedicated wham I should have to a server?
I don't know what you don't see in me. I'm the perfect guy. And yet you throw yourselves at all these obnoxious men instead of me, the supreme gentleman who will punish all of you for it.
Welcome to the Joey Boots Show. It's the Joey Boots Show. I'm Joey Boots. This is Gonzo. Gonzo's here.
What are you doing here, Joey?
You forgot to turn off your mic, Gonzo.
Hey, no, I don't really hate Joey. I think Joey's a good guy. I just missed the show because I had to go play pool.
You know what? Another guy misses the show. That's it. I quit. I quit if somebody else misses the show.
Come on, Joey, don't quit.
No, there's no Joey Boots. He quit. I called him. I tried saying, Joey, like, what's this all about, man? You know, you just didn't seem like you wanted to hash things out. So I said, okay, shit, man, good luck, whatever. Fucking is what it is.
I'm surprised you actually called him. And even bothered.
I felt like I needed to call him. I mean, I've listened to all his shows. I was a fan of his show, and I really was one of the guys that really kind of helped facilitate the show to keep going when he quit the other 10 times. So, I mean, I don't know.
Everybody liked his show, though. I don't think that was the issue.
Yeah, it's just he was irreconcilable and unreasonable, and I don't think that could be rectified in any way.
Well, can we just make it clear that Joey was never booted off the net? Joey Boots was never booted off the network. He always left on his own.
Yeah,
it was his own decision every single time, and still to this day, the door is open. I say.
Yeah,
if he were to come back and just be like, "Hey, man, I fucked up," not under the circumstances they usually happen, where he goes, you know, fucking apologize on air.
Yeah, no, he's got to come on the Wush Boon show and say sorry.
He needs to pull his pants down and spread his asshole open.
Oh, nobody wants that.
Some might want that, actually.
Oh, no, but he's got to come live on the air with us and explain what happened.
Come live on the air?
Yeah, come live. He's got to come live on the air.
He said he wanted to fuck me, though.
Oh, you're a good-looking guy. I don't blame him.
He said he was gonna fuck me on my back seat and get cum all over my leather seats.
Wouldn't you guys lay down a towel or something?
Yeah, I would, because it's hard to clean leather.
I wouldn't want cum on my fucking leather seats. I don't have leather seats, but if I did, I'd have, like, covers on him.
Yeah, but I figure, I don't know, Joey, I don't get it. Like, he's the most confrontational person in the world, but when it comes to taking criticism, he just fucking flips out, and he doesn't get over it. I wish he was like that. Like, if he did all the same things that he did here, and he had the ability to where when we fight, and the next day he just goes, yeah, that was fucking funny and a good radio, let's keep going. Then that would have been perfect. I would have been like, Joey's awesome for the network, but all the other shit just like deteriorates the good stuff.
You never know what he's going to take to personally, and it's usually something where I'm like, I think he's joking initially, because it's so fucking ludicrous.
Yep.
That I initially think it's a gag, and I'm like, oh, it's not a gag. It's not a bit. He's being serious. He's angry. And it just tells me that he's got anger issues, man, and that he holds grudges. And if you want to die of a heart attack early, it's scientifically proven that if you hold grudges in life, especially through family members, that you are more susceptible to heart disease, stroke, and heart attack.
And I would argue that we were kind of like Joey's extended family a little bit. It got to that point where like he was deeply rooted into this network.
I think so too. I mean, not only that, I would call Joey, like I'd get a buzz on and just call Joey randomly and just be like, oh, what's up, dude? And just shoot the shit. Like, I hope he considers me a friend, because I considered him a friend, or still do. Yeah, I don't know. He was irreconcilable when I called. So
that was the strange part. Like literally right before that happened, I had a conversation with him where I was like even planning to have him come over, and him and Eric were going to come and stay at my apartment. I was like, yeah, you guys can come over, stay the night, whatever. You know, I got room. You can sleep on a couch or something. But, you know, Eric better not eat all my food. But we'll get on the radio, and it'll be an interesting thing to meet for the first time and just get right on the microphone. And I was like, yeah, we had this whole thing planned. And then all of a sudden that happened. It just came out of left field. So for anyone to even suspect that maybe I was the cause of that, because I saw people on Twitter saying shit like, yeah, good for you, Joey. You finally got away from Wush. Like, I would love for you guys to have been on the other end of that and see how you would have handled it.
And there's shit we aren't going to say that was said in personal conversations that was fucked up.
Well, that's the other thing when he accuses me of spreading private information. Have I ever spread any sort of private information in conversations we had that were actual, like, deep, dark secrets, things that should never get out? Or is it like, you call me an asshole, and I go, yeah, Boone texted me, called me an asshole the other day. That's not really, like, abusing privacy. I don't think.
No, but me and you put it out there on the table, and it was like an unwritten rule that if me and you fought, it's going to be put out there. And man, we haven't fought since episode 40.
Right. So he apparently says that the reason for all of that was because I mentioned the edibles thing. But I mean, you're looking at him on fucking Twitter. He's posting photos that he's in current possession of drugs, and he's posting photos of it on Twitter publicly so everyone can see it.
Oh,
so
he's
really not that concerned about it. So it just sounds like a horseshit reason.
You're talking about that whole thing where like he was pissed at you because you said he had edibles. But
I fucking said I ate them, and I said I got them, and who gives a shit? No one's getting arrested for that bullshit. Come on.
I can promise you that the federal government is not going to come down on you for saying you ate edibles on the fucking air. Marijuana. I mean, it's basically legal in Massachusetts at this juncture. It's decriminalized completely.
Well, there was something else that happened that made him think that, and I know what it is, and it's nothingness. So
I always revert back to thinking that Joey was looking for any excuse to get out of it. Maybe he wasn't having fun anymore with it.
I don't think so, because the last few weeks, his show, he kind of, not only was the sound quality shit, his mic wasn't working, and Gonzo didn't show up. And I know Gonzo says like, oh, you know, man, if I had a problem with Joey, I'd tell him, okay, maybe he doesn't have a problem with Joey. But he certainly put that show low on his list of priorities, because the night that he was missing, he was just hanging out with a bunch of kids at a fucking pool hall playing pool. He wasn't doing anything important.
Well, maybe that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and if it was, I would hope Joey would be honest about it. But if Gonzo was losing interest a little bit, and Gonzo did great on the air, and he was a big help for Joey for a while, maybe Joey didn't want to go bother and find another co-host because he felt the chemistry between him and Gonzo was so good that he just said, forget it. If Gonzo's not interested, neither am I. And then he left. That, to me, is a more tangible reality than the one he's giving me, which is, I'm pissed about this, I'm pissed about that. It's like, oh, man, you're not pissed. Stop it. How do you even be pissed about that shit?
Well, that's the thing. Like, if you were to leave during the show and say, hey, man, I can't make the show tonight, and then I find out you're, like, drunk with chuck steak, I'd be like, okay, I would say you weren't not taking this seriously, and you would agree with that probably.
No, there might be a time where I'm like, you know what? I just want to go fuck off and party tonight. You know,
No, it's not allowed. Fuck you.
Yeah, no. If I want to do that, I'm doing it. You know, I just haven't yet. I mean, there's been a time where I had a bachelor party.
But if you enjoy doing the show and you want to take it seriously and you think that it's worth showing up every week, you would put it higher on your list of priorities where you say, okay, do I want to go, get drunk with friends and go play pool or something, or do I want to do the show? And you make that decision. And depending on what decision you make, it shows, I think how you view the show and its importance.
You shouldn't put too much stock into it because I think the show's important. I enjoy doing it, but it's it's a little bit more than a hobby, I'd say.
You gotta show up every fucking week, dude. Like Stern would get shit for doing 3 days a week, and I mean the guy does it professionally, right? But I mean, isn't that like the aspiration to make the show good and that people want to listen to it? So you show up every fucking week?
Well, yeah, and I do, but I'm saying in the event I miss a week, like you missed a week because you wanted to party a little bit, and I missed a week because I had a bachelor party. I mean, shit that goes on. But in the long run, we don't really miss shows. It's not an epidemic. It's not a reoccurring thing. And I think with Gonzo and the Joey Booth show, that was happening a little more often than normal. Or it'd be Gonzo via telephone, or Gonzo just kind of hanging.
Joey honestly needed like a producer of some sort.
He did, or he needed to really hit the books and learn how to produce his own shit and have the mixer have everything he needed and just do. If Joey was 100% in control and had it down pat, I guarantee he'd still be here. I think the stress of relying on other people and the stress of being worried about the co-host appearing or showing up drove Joey over the edge.
I did offer that to him. I said, hey, like, you should be able to run your own fucking show. And he's like, yeah, show me. And like, we were at that point where I might have shown him how to, and then he left.
Yeah.
So then that's that. I don't know. Like, he says he's done. He's gone for good. So I guess that's what we have to see. I don't know what else to do.
I think we've exhausted every piece of information we have on the topic.
Mm-hmm.
But the Red Peters fucking thing was great. I couldn't believe it was happening here on Pod Trash. I called in. I was very nervous. So I sounded like a little bit of an ass. But I made it through. I got through it. And it was such an honor to talk to Red. I just wanted to thank.
Steak didn't fucking call in. What the fuck? He missed out.
He was nervous.
Yeah, but he would have been the perfect person to call because he sounds exactly like Red Peters sounds like what Chuck Steak will sound like in like a decade or two.
Yeah. But I mean, in Massachusetts, Red Peters really is like a national treasure for us. You know, everyone knows him, and he's such a good dude. He's got the best reputation as just being the nicest guy you've ever met.
He apparently went to an actual fucking studio to do that.
Oh, no way.
Like, he wasn't at his house. He went to a professional studio that he has set up to do his music and stuff. That's why he sounded so good.
Oh, no way. That's fucking great, man. Yeah, I was going to say, Red Peters is a musician. I mean, he's an artist, an audio artist. So, yeah, of course he's got a spot. But
he has a thing called Song Snatch where people, like, most of the songs he played last night were songs that were submitted to him by people who participate in that Song Snatch. It's basically a website where it's like karaoke almost, I think. And you could submit your own music that's like raunchy music. So they were saying I should send in the piss song.
I have the demo of, I was trying to get this done before the Red Peters special, and it was an old jazz standard, but I sang You're Getting Penal for Christmas. And that was my song.
I was surprised his songs get pretty fucked up. Like, he had one of the songs is about killing faggots.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? I never heard Red Peters do that. I know he makes like funny Christmas songs.
Red don't give a fuck.
That wasn't his song though. It was somebody else's.
But he'll play it.
But he'll play it, right?
Yeah, and that's great, And I'm sure the guy who wrote the song doesn't want to kill faggots. No. It's parody music.
But I wanted to ask Red Peters, like, with the way the world is today, with the social justice and political correctness, I was like, I wonder if he runs into any flack from people with those songs now, like When he first came out with all that shit, it was probably a different atmosphere. But now, I think he probably gets shit for it. I wonder if people like contact him with hate mail and how he responds to that. And
I don't think Red gets hate mail. Take one look at Red and say you're gonna fucking give him hate mail. You can't. Look at him.
If there's people who will hear that fucking song and go, oh, they're killing faggots, they're saying faggot, and they get so upset. And I could imagine he gets hate mail.
I'm sure some social justice faggot has fucking written him hate mail. I'm sure.
It's at like a fever pitch right now. The fucking new Star Wars opened tonight.
Yeah.
You gonna see that?
No.
Why not? You don't like Star Wars?
I love the original 3 films.
So far, so good. They said that the movie, 96% of Rotten Tomatoes, people are saying that it recounts the originals, the greatness of the originals, while adding new, like modern shit to it, and that it's amazing so far.
There's also an article on Salon.com titled "Star Wars: A Postmodern Masterpiece." So, I mean, that's a good site. I mean, that's Salon.com.
Have you heard any negatives about it anywhere? I'm trying to find that because I'd like to see the negatives.
No, the only negatives I've heard are from racist assholes who fucking are mad at the black stormtrooper.
Well, someone said that there was this lady who said Star Wars is racist. No, there was a lady who said it was racist.
Yeah, pull up that clip. Because I saw this dumb fuck too.
Yeah.
She's saying it's a black man with a
Vader
black
was
man's
black.
voice. You know, James Earl Jones. And then they say, okay, let's unveil this bad, mysterious man. And they put off his mask. Guess what? It's a white man.
He was a white man the whole fucking time. They just utilized James Earl Jones's voice for the in-mask voice, you dumb
She's
bitch.
a fucking idiot. Luke Skywalker is his son and he's white.
Of course, yeah.
But his uniform, he was dressed in black.
Here she is.
I have feelings, good, bad, and otherwise, about Star Wars, and I have a lot. I spent the whole day talking about the whole Darth Vader situation.
Really?
Oh.
You could?
Yeah, like the part where he was totally a black guy whose name basically was James Earl Jones,
Right.
and we were all, and but while he was black, he was terrible and bad and awful, and used to cut off white men's hands and didn't, actually claim his son. But as soon as he claims his son and goes over to the good, he takes off his
What
mask.
about the
and he's white.
motherfucking
I have
emperor,
many
bitch? Who's an old white
things
man.
about that, but I will try to put them over here. Why do
Good
people?
luck with that.
Yeah. Why do people love Star Wars so much?
Well, I love that black guy.
Boring conversation anyway.
That black dude there rolls his fucking eyes and goes, good luck with that. So he even knows, like, this bitch is fucking crazy. She's hurting the cause. You know, if black people still feel disenfranchised and alienated and taken advantage of and all of this shit, and they feel there's so much racism, well, then there's a damn good cause to be fought with that. And it's idiots like this fucking bitch, all right, who shit on that cause, start coming up with ludicrous fucking accusations of racism where none exist. And there goes her credibility right down the fucking toilet, and a little bit of the credibility of her movement goes into the toilet with her.
Yeah, but that movement has affected the movie because now the new Star Wars movie, they specifically tried to cast more different people, like diverse cast because of that, because they're like, everyone was like, oh, the old fucking Star Wars movies, it was like all white people, like one black guy.
Yeah, but the one black guy was the fucking man. Lando was the shit.
Yeah, yeah. And what's his face? Samuel L. Jackson played him. I don't know what his character was in the movie. In the prequels.
In the second one. Yeah, but he was another huge character, like one of the greatest characters in the next 3 pieces of fucking dog shit that Lucas put out. And there was also a fucking Jamaican idiot, retard, Jar Jar Binks.
Ugh.
So
Jar Jar is the key to all of it.
Yeah.
The one biggest mistake.
I want to burn that fucking thing with a fucking flamethrower.
This shit fucking made, I think, already over 100 million opening day, and they're saying it's slated to make way over 200 million by Sunday. It's fucking insane.
Here's my promise to my family, my friends, and my listeners, and you, Wush, because you are on a completely different classification. I will never watch Star Wars, this new one. Never.
I bet you will.
Never.
Because your kid's going to want to see it. Your kid doesn't like Star Wars?
He fucking loves Star Wars.
Of course. You're going to see it.
I got to watch it with the kid. You're right. You fucked me up. I didn't think about that.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. Foiled again.
I don't know. I trust J.J. Abrams. He's probably like one of the last guys I'd be like, all right, I bet it's pretty good. I don't think it's going to be like, holy shit, this is the best fucking movie ever. But I think in the case of Star Wars, it'll be way better than those fucking prequels. There's not a high bar that you have to jump over.
Listen, the one person who's not going to fuck up in this franchise is Disney. Disney very rarely fucks up anything. They're too calculated.
Because they got billions to invest.
Yeah, their money means way too much to them. They're way too cold. They're way too calculated to put out a flop. Tell me the last flop Disney put out. Doesn't fucking happen. So I'm sure that'll grant them the franchise some credibility. But J.J. Abrams, he can go stuff a fucking lightsaber down his fucking penis pipe because I was all excited for the Star Trek franchise to come back under the wing of J.J. Abrams.
And you liked it. You have the fucking poster, don't you? Right behind you?
That's the next generation, man.
Oh, okay. But you said you liked the new Star Wars. I mean, the Star Trek remake.
Listen, the remake, the Star Trek with Captain Kirk and shit, the first one was okay. All right? And then it's just the Heart of Darkness spiraled into shit. It was not cerebral. It was all CGI explosives and action and skydiving and fucking stunts and shit. Fuck off. Write me a goddamn fucking script.
Clay,
write me a story.
Clay in chat room says he saw it. What did you think of it, Clay? Let me know.
Call in if you
and
can.
Talk about it. Because actually, I saw there was tickets available fucking today to go see it, but I don't have time. I got to move my fucking furniture tomorrow morning. I actually can't even stay up late tonight. I have to be up at like 9 a.m. to start moving furniture, and then after that, I should be pretty much done. I have to wait till Tuesday to get the internet installed, and then by next show, I should be broadcasting from a new place.
We're doing a 3-hour program from here on out, so I mean, we're going to be shutting down at midnight pretty much all the time. So,
Maybe we always say that, and sometimes it goes later.
No, only we'll go late if we get a donation. Doesn't matter if it's a quarter or $1. We'll give you another hour. Fuck it, we'll go 4 hours. You donate to this shithole.
You motherfuckers, do not spoil the fucking movie, you assholes. I hope that's fake.
What, let me see. I don't give a fuck.
Because there's a whole thing that like it's Luke Skywalker, Kylo Ren. They thought they were going to do a switcheroo with the actor from whatever that guy's name from Girls is supposed to be Kylo Ren, and they're like, oh no, that guy's not going to be him. It's going to be Luke Skywalker's a bad guy. And if that's the fucking secret, and they just spoiled that, that sucks.
Yeah, Ben Kenobi. I was going to say something really stupid, and then I fucking backed out. My joke was really bad. Let's just move on, please.
Spend the $15. It's worth it. Whitey says.
No, fuck no. I'll fucking pirate that shit.
They have it in 3D too. I don't like 3D though. I would see it in regular fucking 2D. I don't need the fucking glasses. They're too uncomfortable. It takes like 20 minutes to get used to it, and then you're like having fucking Millennium Falcon shooting into your eyeballs.
What type of dipshit puts on fucking 3D glasses and goes to what is this 1955?
Mm-hmm.
Get the fuck out of here with your 3D shit.
My TV is capable of 3D. I literally used it twice. I used it once when I first got the TV to watch Avatar because they're saying that's the the quintessential 3D movie. It was all right, and then I saw Avengers in 3D. And I hated it. I took the glasses off after 20 minutes. I'm like, I can't stand this. This fucking hurts my eyeballs.
Abada.
The fuck are you talking about?
You don't remember that clip?
Abada.
It was Arnold Schwarzenegger saying Avatar.
Oh, yeah.
You don't remember that from the Stern Show?
Arnold.
Abada.
No.
Abada. They used to play it all the time because like fucking Avatar was all over the news then, and Fred picked that one out. And Cherry picked that fucking beaut.
I've been watching because we were talking about Jesse Ventura on the last show. I keep seeing so many clips of him just from the related videos on YouTube. I was watching him on Piers Morgan. Whatever happened to Piers Morgan? I think he got booted, didn't he?
He got fucking we shipped his ass back to fucking Fogland. Oh, and J Dummy also donated last night. Thanks, J Dummy. You're the fucking man. We're gonna have to do a
more than that. We have J Dummy, Bailey. Bailey, great donation. Thank you, Bailey.
Oh, come on. Now we gotta go a half hour at least. I know you now because you gotta go to bed early.
RDV donated too.
RDV?
Yep. For all the way from fucking Australia, you gave me some kangaroo bucks.
Oh, those are only worth 20 cents per dollar, though.
It didn't amount to much, but thanks, RDV, for trying at least.
Actually, I think they use the euro or something, and the euro is better than the dollar right now. But we can't do an extra hour tonight because you have to go to bed because you got to move. But next week we'll do 4 hours.
Next week I'll be fucking on fire because I'll be all set up, and then I can. Doesn't matter what time I go to sleep. I'll be up all fucking night. I don't care.
Well, we'll do another hour for you guys. Absolutely. Thanks a lot. This place is fucking. Almost got it fucking boarded up and a big red X spray painted on it. It's because of guys like you who we can fucking make this work. So thank you.
Barstool Hero says there was no donate drugs button. He's disappointed.
Oh man,
that's what people think, that like we're spending all these donations on drugs.
No.
Let me just say I'm the only, probably one of the few people here who does not do drugs. And I don't drink alcohol. I did edibles once and I didn't pay for those. And all of the donations to Pod Trash are going into a interest-bearing savings account. I've not spent any of it. So
nice. And then eventually, maybe the fucking talent can get like $4 a show or $4 a month or whatever. And then that I'll fucking spend on drugs.
You should thank God I'm the one running this thing. I'm the most responsible.
No, I know that. Absolutely. Fuck yeah. If it was up to me, I mean,
I'm kidding.
I would put it back into the website and pay the bandwidth and pay all the fucking bills associated with having a .com. But aside from that, I wouldn't. I would improve it, but my skills are limited. I would end up buying something. I'd go to Amazon drunk and fucking use some of the donation money. I know I would.
You're the artist. You have to be the drawing, and then you get paid for that. You get paid for your artist work.
Well, I've been busting my balls on the new logo, so.
I got to see that. The thing is, it's got to be like... I think in our old logo, I love the old logo. Like, I want that on my fucking wall. I'll take the original artwork and fucking hang that.
It's a digital.
But the thing is, like, our hands are under the table. It looks like we're masturbating. And also, like, I should have a cigarette in my mouth, my eyes bulging, like, inhaling the cigarette like a maniac. You should have a fucking beer bottle in your hand, crushing it or chugging it. That's what we're doing during the show.
And your head is shaped like a fucking potato for some reason.
Yeah, it looks like I'm fucking like, I don't know, I look weird. Look like I have a tumor.
And I look like a fucking crackhead who just crawled from under a fucking bridge.
And the cricket, there's the little Easter egg cricket.
Yeah, of course.
You got to put that back. That's got to stay.
I've got an Easter egg, absolutely. But, yeah, I mean, it's just too fucking reminiscent of like a Microsoft Paint type deal. I did it really quick, and I was happy with it. We got nothing, so let's just use this. And then I figured, down the line, I'll do another one. And it turns out, it took me a while, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, it's too proper for our show. The current logo, it's like, that's not what you're in for. You're in for much more than that when you look at that fucking picture. It's like, it just looks like two kids sitting at a table.
There's got to be, like, the Wush Boon logo has got to be, like, dripping cum off of it.
Yeah, ISIS, there's got to be an ISIS guy in the background. Like,
there should be a big ISIS. Yeah, there's got to be an ISIS flag somewhere.
Like a collage, like a fucking like Jerky Boys inspired collage is how I picture it, but you can do whatever.
Hey, they never played my fucking Merry Christmas greeting on the Red Peters.
Yes, they did.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. I heard it, yeah. They played that. There was a few they missed, but no, they got all the main ones in there.
Okay, all right, good.
I liked you liked mine. I was like, I didn't know what to do. I was like,
I fucking laughed.
Last minute, I put that. I like John's. John's was funny too.
John's, everybody's was great, man. I fucking laughed at John's. I laughed at yours. They were all good. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, John's grandma was dead. That was his present. Yeah. I was like, wow, John made me laugh for once. No, I'm kidding.
John's a funny dude. He's a funny fuck if you get him rolling. Definitely.
I know. I'm kidding.
You need to get it rolling with him though. You need to fucking throw him a few underhand balls, you know?
They sure do. Underhand balls.
Underhand his balls. This guy's nuts. Grab him.
Oh, what did I do with the? Oh, I do have. I can maybe show you from my phone. We got the Pod Trash T-shirts and the hats made.
That's fucking dope looking too. I saw them. I have my logo. I'm making a few too, but I don't have the money right now. It's like $70.
Here's my hat, all black.
Yeah.
It's probably bad. The image is probably backwards, but it looks sick. Like I demanded that it had the fucking color in it because without color, it's too plain.
Yeah, it looks cool. The T-shirts I'm doing are just black on gray, black print on gray T-shirts, and white print on black T-shirts, and it's very, very low budget, real easy, real cheap. That's the only thing I can offer. I don't have a ton of money.
The hats are fucking expensive. They're like $30-something a piece. So there's another one that's a black on white. That's Maxwell's. I think there's only 2 or 3 hats, and the shirts, the Padre shirt is just black text on a white T-shirt, and then there's a JMZ shirt with JMZ and Padre and like some design on the back. You can see the skull that he put.
Yeah, well, the hats are embroidered. That's why.
Oh yeah, it looks
Yeah.
fucking amazing. It came out really good.
Yeah, it did. It came out great, man. That's fucking cool. I'm glad, and we need that. You know what I mean? For someone who wants to throw us a couple bucks or whatever. Fucking here's a hoodie. You know, thank you. Just saved our ass for another year.
I want to print out business cards because I actually had an opportunity where it would have been perfect. I was at the bank getting money from the bank, and I came outside, and this black dude walks up to me. He's like, "Yo, man, what's up? Is this your ride?" I was like, yeah, it's mine. He's like, "That shit's fire, yo. That shit's fire." I was like, "Thanks, man." He's like, "Yo, you think I can get like a couple of dollars?" He's like, "I'll sell you my fucking mixtape, man. I'm just trying to make it." And I was like, I have like $1. And then like he's like, "Nah, man, like I can make change. I was like, "No, man, I'm struggling too. I don't have money." He's like, "Well, that fucking car you got's fire. Like, imagine what that would mean to someone like me." And I'm thinking, I mean, at least I could have given him a business card and maybe had him on the fucking show as a guy I just met off the street trying to play a little bit of his music. But I didn't have that, and I could have used it there. But then he ended up saying, he went into this whole story about how he's like, "Yo, man, I'm trying to get through college and shit." I was like, I didn't even go to college, man. I wanted to say, just go fucking get a job right there. We were right in front of like 12 stores.
What if his mixtape was dope, dude?
It could have been. And he told me his name. He's like, "Yeah, you use Instagram?" I was like, "No, I don't use any of that shit." And he's like, "Man, I don't even know how to tell you how to find me." He's like, "Big Joe or something. Remember the name." And I was like, "Yep." And I just sped off.
Yeah, because there's not 4,702,344 Big Joes on the fucking internet.
But that guy was standing there. I passed back that parking lot like later on in the day. He was still fucking there. That dude was there all fucking day. You know those guys who panhandle, some of them make a decent living, better than people who actually have a 9-to-5 job. I've seen like guys who make over 100 fucking grand a year panhandling. Most of them pretend to be. Like, there was this guy on the news, I could probably find it, but he would get in a wheelchair and pretend that he was a quadriplegic. Yeah. And he would roll around in the wheelchair with a little cup and be like, do the whole act like he was all fucking disturbed and twitching. And people would give him shitloads of money, and then as soon as everyone left, he would just go back to normal, jump out of the chair and walk home, buy beer with it.
Here's the thing, man. If I was making $100,000 panhandling, and I didn't have to do shitty construction anymore.
Yeah, but you're sacrificing your morals, and it's going to weigh on your soul. It's probably more expensive than you'd think.
That's my point. It'd be more taxing on my soul. I mean, right now, as it stands, I don't make a lot of money, but I get to stand back and look at what I do. And some of the stuff I do in construction is pretty fucking amazing. Not to toot my own horn, but and yeah, I mean, for me, that's when it's all worthwhile. When some lady comes home and like is in tears when she sees her fucking kitchen. I mean, I'm happy. I'm really happy. I come home happy, and I don't care how badly beat up my body is. Fucking happy. It's rewarding.
You're lucky then that you think of it that way. Then, not a lot of people don't. They're like,
no,
I fucking can't swing this hammer one more time. I'm gonna kill myself.
And then I heard the old, working man, fucking sucker, and all this shit. Ah, fuck you, man. I'm no sucker. Fuck you. I get to stand back and look what I've done. I work with my hands.
It's your business, though.
That's true.
That's a big part. If you're the fucking worker bee, then yeah, you're an asshole.
Well, I'm the worker bee and the CEO and the fucking receptionist, and I'm everything.
Did you said you were having issues finding someone to hire. Did you ever fucking manage that?
No. The one kid I did hire, he's got problems, man. He's got to get clean. If he gets clean, I'll bring him back, but...
Dude, if I lived there and you offered me that job, I probably would take it if it's good money. Who the fuck doesn't want a job?
You'd be bringing in $150 cash a day.
Done. That's fucking. I'd understand how you would have an issue finding someone.
Yeah.
Are you like requiring any sort of like experience, or are you just like training?
No. You have to have a fucking brain. Day one. If I can tell that you're intelligent, right? You're in. That's it.
Well, actually, that and also the fact, see if they show up on time the first time you go to meet them. That's a big indicator.
No, not really that big of a deal for me, because I used to fuck up all the time back when I was a young kid. And if the guy's 19 years old and he shows up fucking hammered from the night before, whatever. I don't give a fuck.
How
Been
could you
there.
judge him?
Yeah, done that, you know? But if he's got a brain and he really thinks things through, and I can tell he has a high intellect, you're getting 150 cash a day.
What is the actual requirements? Like, what are they doing? What is the actual job? Just helping you, like, carry shit into the houses and stuff?
You basically, the number one rule is you obey my fucking word, like the word of God. That's number one.
Physically, yeah. What are they doing, though?
You go to my truck and get me shit. Hold this, hold that, go that, do this, clean that shit mess I just made up. Clean everything up. I want this fucking place spotless. Go get me this. Stop what you're doing. Go to my truck. I need that. Hold this, hold that. Get me this. They're a gopher.
That was the first, like, 2 years of my job doing glass work. It was that's the fucking way it starts. And then from there, you get to do you ride your own truck after a while.
What they do is, and what I did when I was that age, is I would observe everything. Sometimes I would write down shit. Nobody said anything to me. I was not visibly trained. I was not audibly trained. Somebody didn't talk me through it. I was just holding shit and getting shit until I said, fuck you, I quit. Or I want to get a nail gun. I want to be building these houses with you. The guy said, okay, that's all you had to say. So my fucking boss, John, said, go. Here's a tool belt. Gave me fucking a tool belt. The guy was so generous. And just said, here's your nail gun. Fucking build this frame. Build this wall. I fucked up a bunch. And he made me pay for it.
But you learn.
Yeah. But I learned.
Yeah. Do you get fucked up at the guys you work with, or you don't do
No.
that? No.
No.
Here's from the chat room. Bruce says, for Boone, I get up at 7, yeah, and I go to work at 9. I got no time for living. Yes, I'm working all the time. It seems to me I could live my life a lot better than I think I am. I guess that's why they call me the working man.
That reminds me of a certain Canadian song I once loved to crank on the old radio. It's fucking Rush lyrics, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I get up at the 7, yeah, and I go to work around 9. Got no time for living, yeah, working all the time. Seems to me I can live my life not better than I think I can.
Barstool says, Booney's t-shirts will just say pee trash on the front and back, and that's it.
Yeah, I noticed that. Dickhead, I'm an artist. What do you think I'm going to do? A fucking Times New Roman font? And
It'll
call it a
probably
day?
be calligraph. You and your calligraphy.
It's definitely going to look like a early 90s thrashcore band t-shirt. Right? It's going to look like, it's going to look like an old fucking Cro-Mags or Cannibal Corpse fucking rock shirt.
Yeah, I would never. That's the thing. When I was thinking of what the Pod Trash logo would be, I'm like, the typical thing to do with something called Pod Trash is to make like a trashy, like graffiti logo. It's all weird. I'm like, no, make it look professional, but call it Pod Trash. That kind of says everything about us. Like, we take it seriously. It sounds professional, but we're trash at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's the genius idea. I know. It's so awesome.
My first design was a silhouette of a speculum, and it had wings and like a crossbones on it, but only I knew it was a speculum.
No,
If
and
I
then a box of cereal, too. That's tipped over, and then an asshole on the bottom that it's pouring into.
Maybe it should be the silhouette of, maybe it should
Of a
be
guy with a jug of milk in one hand and a box of Lucky Charms in the other, pouring them like into an asshole. And you just see it spilling. And the speculum is, keeping the asshole open.
Right.
So you could fit all that in there.
Absolutely.
That's gross.
But I mean, I do need help. For instance, I had to put up a temporary shoring, which is a big beam that holds up a floor so I could repair a rotted wall. And I have to invent these things that help me lift the shit. So instead of just having 2 guys do it in fucking 10 minutes, it took me an hour to rig the fucking beam with screws and eye holes and a piece of steel cable on one end. And then I'm just saying, like, even at $150 a day, I'm going to save $200 a day paying somebody. That's how it goes.
Right, but I remember you telling, the reason I was asking before if you ever get fucked up is like you were telling me one of the guys you worked with was a major drug addict.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know that can affect work, and like, how do you, like, it's hard to deal with, if one thing, if it's your family, but if you're working with someone, it's like, you feel bad because you don't want to take away their money,
No,
But
fuck
at the
him.
same time, you're helping them by paying them.
Here was the thing. He'd be like, dude, can you please give me fucking cash today? And I'd be like, all right, dude, whatever. And I'd fucking pull to the bank at the end of the day. I'd take out some cash and be like, here you go, you paid for the day. Next day, he's not there. A day after, please call me. I need to work. I go, dude, you think I'm fucking stupid? No, I swear. And then he'd admit everything. I'm like, I'm not doing this. You get your fucking money at the end of the week. And every fucking day. Dude, I go, you just blew $150 fucking dollars in cash in 8 hours?
I would make like, I think $500 something a week after taxes.
Yeah.
The whole fucking paycheck would go to that. I was just reading an article, like this just shows you how bad it's getting. It says last year, 47,055 people died from drug overdoses, 1.5 times greater than the number killed in car crashes. Opioids are involved in 61% of those.
Yeah.
Worse than, it's like the worst it's ever been in just these past few years.
Yeah, it's because of the introduction of Oxycontin and methadone to the streets. Very simple. It's the pharmaceutical companies who are ruining lives now. It's not the black guy at the street corner down in Chinatown fucking working the street with the fucking bags of dope in his pocket. It's not him anymore. Yeah. Sure, the opioid addict might go to him when they can't find their shit and score some fucking good street heroin. But no, it's the pharmaceutical companies who are the real thugs and fucking drug dealers on this planet now.
This was funny because I thought it was like insane. With Scott Weiland dying, they said that it was an accidental overdose. Now listen to this. It says, toxicology results reveal death was caused by a mixture of alcohol, cocaine, and MDMA.
Oh, wow.
And he, with his history of drug abuse, was a contributor, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, but they're saying accidental overdose. If you're mixing alcohol, cocaine, and MDA, you call that an accident? That sounds like you have a death wish to me.
There was some kid on Reddit that made a comment about meeting Scott Weiland. He worked in Vegas, right? And there was a certain place in Vegas where they would have a rotating band. There'd be celebrities and musicians there all the time at this casino, and they would jump on stage for a few hours and fucking do their thing. He was called up to give Scott Weiland room service. And so he opens the door, and Scott Weiland is watching an independent film by Gus Van Sant called Last Days, loosely based on the last days of Kurt Cobain.
Right.
And he said that Scott Weiland was crying, and he had a fucking bottle of Jack Daniels next to him that was almost gone. And he said Scott wouldn't let him leave. He needed somebody to talk to. So this kid sat down on the bed with Scott and talked to him for like fucking 2 hours. And until Scott's security said, Scott, you got to go on stage. And he's like, oh, thanks, bro. He said he went out in the hallway and one of Scott's guys ran out and grabbed him and said, dude, thank you. Scott just needs someone to talk to. And all of us, we can't do it anymore. Thank you. And he said that. And then the kid was wondering, he goes, there's no way Scott's going to be able to go on stage. Sure as shit. Scott Weiland goes on stage and rocks the fucking house.
Oh yeah, that's the dilemma, because you find that the drugs kind of help you creatively, and then you fear, oh, if I'm not high, how am I going to continue doing this? I'm not going to be as funny. I'm not going to be as good of a musician. And the thing is, the other band was not good, because like it was kind of sad. His wife was saying, oh no, they had a no drugs policy, so I don't think that's what's going on. But then they find that the fucking bassist had like a bag of coke like hidden in his guitar or some shit. They were all doing drugs. I mean, that's how you get through those fucking tours. How else do you think you'd get through that?
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, when I was doing music, and here's where drug use and being a musician go hand in hand. And here's why it's almost inevitable sometimes. Because being on stage and having people really go crazy because of your artistic individual performance is the type of rush and the type of high that's unattainable by chemicals. And it is the best feeling in the world. When the lights go off and you fucking and the place clears out, you don't want that to stop. So you substitute it. The best thing I know to substitute that feeling was a lot of booze and a lot of coke.
Well, that's also what happened. That's also how you probably got on stage to begin with.
Well, it gave me a lot of fearlessness too, the drugs. I wouldn't get on stage. I've been on stage really cocked, drunk out of my mind before, and I fell into the drum set, and like a bunch of people, like the whole fucking crowd laughed at me.
I would definitely laugh.
And my whole band fucking hated me. and I cringed for like a week and didn't come out of my bedroom for a fucking week.
I would have thought that was all. I'd be like, that was the best show ever. Like, I'd rather if you fell into the drum set than actually finish the set.
No, there were people like, you fucking loser. Like, it was sad.
So, no, I would have laughed like, that's awesome.
And well, it sucked because there was a lot of new people there. It was a new location, and we rocked the fucking house anywhere we played. And I blew it. There could have been like 40, 50 people who would have saw us for the first time and been hooked. And I had the opportunity to get them hooked, and I fucking blew it.
Is there video footage of any of your sets?
Yeah.
How do we not have that already?
My cousin Paul has it on like fucking
VHS.
Something. Yeah. No, it's not VHS. It's a small one. It's a small VHS. Betamax.
Yeah, whatever it is. You have to get that. We have to have that. At least play a little bit of it.
Yeah, yeah. I have never seen it.
You've never watched your own footage?
I've never seen it.
Is that kind of like related to you not wanting to listen back to the radio show? The radio shows you do listen back to, though.
Yeah. No, I want to see it. It was, if it's the show I think it was, actually, if it's a show I know it was a really good show. So it wouldn't be something I wouldn't.
God, is there footage of you falling into the drum set?
No. Oh, fuck. If there was, I would fucking buy it for every dollar I had and fucking burn it. It was way more embarrassing than that. So you got to imagine a guy in control of a microphone so drunk that he falls and collapses the drum set. So what else happened? What about the shit I was saying in between songs and stuff like that? I was a fucking mess. Dude, I made a biggest asshole out of myself. I go to sleep at night and I remember it. And I start grinding my teeth. And this is decades ago. And I still fucking it hurts me. It still hurts me. It makes me cringe.
Did you were mixing cocaine and alcohol together, or is that what the cocktail was?
No, I think cocaine would have saved my fucking ass that night. I just didn't have any. It was just straight up fucking shots and beers, shots and beers, shots and beers. And I had some chick there too at the time who I really was trying to impress. Never fucking heard from her again.
I just rewatched that movie Wolf of Wall Street, and it made me want to do coke again for some reason, but I'm like, no, that's a horrible idea.
Fuck that noise, yeah. You don't want to do that shit. I haven't touched that shit in years. I never will. I'm fucking done with coke forever.
I was just thinking like how insane that movie gets where he's on the fucking yacht and he's got a giant bag of coke and he's just like throwing it everywhere. That's how much coke he has. He doesn't even give a shit. He's snorting out of a stripper's asshole or blowing it. No, he was blowing it into her asshole.
I had a kid fucking have so much coke at our rehearsal space that he fucking had a handful of coke that he fucking went like this too. It was like a bunch of us sitting down, and he blew like a fucking gram of coke out of his hand, just into the air. I was like, I was trying to breathe it all in.
That's like a fucking $1,000 right there, probably.
He didn't give a fuck. He dealt it, so I mean, he dealt coke, so
that's insane.
He had it.
Yeah, I still remember that month that I binged on it, but I don't know. It was fun, I guess, at times. Like when you first get into it. And you're hanging out with your friends, it's like an interesting feeling. But it just goes downhill so fucking fast.
Everyone just stays up all night until it talks about really deep stuff. Oh, let me read you this poem. And I love you too, man.
Oh, the ideas.
We're gonna
start
do
a business.
Yeah, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna yeah. And everyone's so happy we can't stop fucking talking. Everyone can't stop fucking listening to themselves talk, and then they run out of coke, and everyone wants to kill each other in themselves.
Oh, there's still more in the bag.
Chewing your fucking tongue out of your mouth, trying to call the dealer at 5 a.m. Fuck that shit.
And then when you run out, then it's the search for fucking opiates. Get to come down from that bullshit.
While I was fucked up on coke, I always had a girl I could call to get me Valium.
I remember a specific night where I ran out of coke and I needed like a little bit. My friend had oxys and he was like down to his last bit and he didn't want to get rid of any of it. So I was like literally almost to the point of tears on the phone with this kid. Like, dude, please just give me like even a tiny fucking piece. He lived 3 hours away too. And I was willing to drive 3 hours for a tiny piece that was literally like the size of a pea, not even.
Yeah.
And I drove all the way fucking there and I got it and it made me feel better. I mean, I crushed it up and snorted it and I was like, yep, that's great.
You can come down off of cocaine with some Valium and some real hot tea, like a couple of hot teas that don't have caffeine. And then the Valium kicks in and you just got to lay on your bed and fucking fucking staple a blanket to the window and turn on the TV and just fucking try to fall asleep.
Your skin like feels like Play-Doh almost. It's weird.
You want to crawl out of your fucking skin.
Yeah, it's just this weird feeling where you just feel like you're like soaking wet almost. Your skin just feels mushy. And you're like, ugh, it's just anxiety, and you just feel like the worst pain you've ever thought in your entire life. You want to kill yourself.
Oh, yeah, Clay in the chat room says bullet, the bullet of Coke. I remember the bullet. Do you know what a bullet is, Wush?
What is that? Is that like the glass pipe?
No, it's like a little fucking kind of plastic thing that you store your Coke in, and you can turn it, and it'll give you a hit of Coke, and you get like the nail with it in the clubs and shit. Dude, me and my buddies fucking drilled out the fucking bullet so that it packed a bigger fucking punch. It has a little cylinder where it holds your hit, like you blast up your nose, and the cylinder wasn't big enough, so you could we used to drill them out. I used to drill them out for people. So, like boring a cylinder in an engine.
Oh, you snorted off a key. Just use a little key and get a little bump on it. I remember the scene where
no, it's a plastic device.
No, I know that is. I said I would just use a key. Oh. You just take the baggie and you just dip a key in it and you get a little bump off of it. But I remember the scene where DiCaprio, Belfort in the movie, like the guy's choking, his friend Donnie's choking on the food. He just stuffs. That's one of the funniest fucking scenes I've ever seen in any movie where they're like high on lewds. And like he finds out that the phones are tapped and he's back at the house on the phone just yelling at the Swedish guy from the Swedish bank. And then DiCaprio shows back up and he's like, get off the phone. And they're like wrestling over the table. You remember that scene?
Yeah.
And then he's like, he starts choking. He's dying, so he doesn't know what to do. And he realizes he has Coke in the drawer. And he sees Popeye like on the TV, like eating the spinach at the same time. So then he takes the giant bag of Coke and just snorts the whole fucking thing. He's like, ugh.
They were doing a ton of lewds too, but Chuck Steak asks in the chat room if says, Booney, remember when you rated each girl based on their looks at a fucking family fundraiser? Like we held a fundraiser for a friends of ours whose house burnt down. The answer to that, Chuck, is no. I don't remember that, and I don't want to fucking remember that.
That sounds horrible.
It was bad.
On the microphone. Well, you're at a podium?
I was on a stage. We were doing a show. It was a fundraiser for like this beloved people's who are house burnt.
So who would you be rating at a family fundraiser?
It wasn't a family fund. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Family. It was a fundraiser with a few bands. There was a classical guitarist first. There was another band that played. We played, and I guess I was a real douche, which is no big surprise. I mean, that's nothing compared to the shit I've fucking done back then.
What does rating women have to do with the fundraiser, though? I'm confused.
I was probably like, she's a pig. She's fucking okay. I like that big fat ass on that one. That one's pretty good looking. That one's a fucking slob. You're a fucking idiot. I talked to you earlier. You're fucking okay. You've got nice tits, but your eyes are too close together. You over there in the back, your eyes are too far apart. Probably something like that. Being a real fucking jerk.
Yeah, that's weird because, I mean, you're like, your fantasy is a fucking big beast. BBW.
I don't know. I really hope that's not true. I don't remember it at all.
It's probably Chuck Steak who did it.
Probably was. No, Chuck Steak had his own mic, but he would just go, no, that's not true. Chuck Steak, we couldn't give Chuck Steak a mic for backup vocals because he wouldn't fucking sing backup vocals. He'd go, our other guitarists, our rhythm guitarist and our bassist had mics for backup vocals. Chuck refused to fucking sing.
So he would pretend he was doing it.
All he had to do was harmonize in a monotone. We weren't asking him to go fucking be David Lee Roth, fucking just fucking harmonize, dude.
I'm wondering if the house that burned down was the woman who you stole the instruments from and had like a mental illness and was going to fill the house with gas or something, leave the stove on and then light a cigarette.
We never stole instruments from Anne.
That's what he said. He said you stole instruments.
That's not true. We didn't steal shit. She was sent to a fucking psych ward. So her room was empty. It was vacant. And it was filled with guitars and keyboards and microphones. And so we used all her shit while she was in the mental hospital. That's how we started the band. That's why the band's name was Anne's Room.
How'd you get into her house, though? You went to her house and like, hey, your daughter's gone. Can we take the instruments?
I was best friends with her younger brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we were in the house all the time anyway. And when Anne got sent to the fucking loony bin, we're like, hey, let's go fuck around with those instruments and record it. And that's what we started doing. We weren't trained. We just grabbed a guitar and a keyboard and fucking started jamming.
Yeah,
and labeled the tapes Ann's Room, because that's where we did it.
Intro to our fucking show, I thought that was a guitar that you did at first.
No.
We needed
Why?
We should have had that.
No, because that fucking beat was in a public domain. It's free. There's no copyright attached to it. We get to keep it forever. It sounded good. Why do I have to work for, it's there. Somebody already did it for me. I'm sure we're not the only one using it, but.
Okay, I think we're almost at an hour here. We're gonna take a break in a few minutes, I guess.
Yeah, okay, can we get 5 minutes per hour for a break so we can take a piss and shit?
Yeah, but if anybody wants to call in, 917-477-7701, can talk about anything. We don't give a shit.
No, talk about anything. Who cares? You can ask. Chuck, you can call in and remind me about my fucking cringe if you want.
Oh, there was people in the chat last night. They showed up again, and they were telling me one was saying he was Elisa Jordan. Oh, first it was Danny first, and Danny's like, Red Peters is fucking boring. Mm-hmm. And we're like, fuck you, Danny, get out of here. And then he leaves, and then he comes back as under some other name. Yeah, and he's fighting with Jay Dummy for 2 hours. And then someone showed up as Elisa Jordana, saying that she wanted to fuck me. And I asked if I could come on her face, and they're like, yeah, you can do that.
Why wouldn't she want to fuck me? I said that she's cool. I said that she's normal and nice.
Yeah, that was hard to listen to. I was cringing listening back to that. I was like, oh, he's complimenting her so much.
Yeah, don't cringe listening back to that, because I don't. I mean...
Well, at that point, I didn't know the context of it.
Yeah, I was laying it on a little thick, but I still stand by what I said. Don't specifically have a problem with any of them, nor do I really care. Only people I have a problem with is people who come here and want attention. It's like, come on, dude. No one's here is begging each other for attention besides you.
Well, I made a point last night. I was like, this would be so much better if everybody existed as who they were. Think of this whole thing with Twitter and everybody's using anonymous names, fake names and showing up, I'm pretend Elisa Jordana, I'm pretend Danny from LA. If everybody was just themselves and their own identity, it would be more interesting to me, like we do. I mean, we're not fucking under some fake identity on Twitter somewhere pretending to be somebody else.
No, we're on camera too. I mean, we're not going to make it easy for you to dox our fucking family and shit, but yeah, we're here.
It feels so much better to put yourself out there, because I used to do that. I used to be hidden, and I used to not have anything to do with my personal shit anywhere on the internet, and now we're doing the exact opposite. I still remember the day where we were contemplating whether to even be on fucking camera.
And I just did it one day, because you know what? Transcending from virtual anonymity to virtual I'm here. It's not so bad.
No, it's not.
You're so scared. What's somebody good to do? Dox me again? Or say, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to come to your house and kill you. No, you're not. Fuck you.
Yeah, that is the absolute worst case scenario where someone says, all right, I'm going to show up to your house and kill you. And then I'll be like, yeah, that's kind of fucked up. But then wait a minute. If I see someone show up at my house, I just kill them first.
I will hit you in the mouth with buckshot.
I will be on my roof like fucking Splinter Cell sniping you from my roof behind the chimney with the fucking rifle.
I will. I swear. I promise. I will send your teeth out the back of your head. All of them. I promise. I'll do it. I got to. I got a kid.
Dude, Jay Dummy was telling me something fun. I was laughing my balls off. He's saying he plays video games a lot, and he used to be on PlayStation Network and get into fights with kids over Call of Duty, and he would give them his address and tell them to show up at his house. So he wanted to fight people over the internet. That was his. He desired that. He wanted it so bad.
Yeah.
No takers though.
People have threatened to come to my house and kill me. I'm saying, stop it. You're not going to do that. That's not nice to say that. And then that's the end of it. But I'd never go call the FBI. I'm a victim of internet bullying. Shut the fuck up. You got some neckbeard who you upset on the internet. He's telling you he's going to fight you or something. Get out of here.
This shit is insanely unhealthy, though. It's getting worse. I find that people, what we do is kind of upholding that whole social thing, the real social networking, we're actually communicating. But when you are specifically only communicating through text, Your
It's
entire
like-
life, everyone you interact with is all on this computer. It's taking away our ability to speak to people in real life. And I notice people are less personable. Like,
Yeah.
when you go out
And
in public, like everyone's just doesn't want anything to do with each other.
And they're so defensive on the internet. Everyone's so defensive, you know. But when you transcend that anonymous interaction on the internet and kind of put yourself out there, put it on camera, say how you feel, it becomes easy. And you're not so defensive. And it's like, yeah, all right, so I'm here. Oh, well. Yeah, I look like an Arab. I look like a faggot. I know that. That's fine, you know?
That's why I kind of like in the scenario of like Danny from LA, he's, you know, he fucks around, but he does put himself out there. He's got a YouTube channel where it's like him and his daughter like doing shit, and you're like, oh
My
wow,
daughter, man.
he's a real father. He's a good father. And then he gets on the internet and he's a fucking douchebag because he gets drunk. And like that's how I see him. So then I can kind of see it from both perspectives. I get like the annoyance he causes.
Me and my daughter, man.
My daughter, man.
My daughter, man.
I can see my daughter. I miss my daughter.
But yeah, you know, Danny's a lonely guy, and he gets a lot of excitement out of trolling the interwebs.
I think psychology on Danny is that I feel Danny was maybe bullied as a kid.
Yeah.
Came from maybe a kind of shitty area, and the kids in school maybe made fun of him. Said he had a big head.
Yeah. Yo, SA, your fucking head is big, man. Fuck you, man. Yo, this nigga head is big, man.
So that's like his defense mechanism. He's like, I need to be that guy now.
Right.
To try and, you know, ward off any negativity. Because he also gets, remember when we were like still interacting, when we get so upset if like he even felt the insinuation that he wasn't intelligent, he'd be like, yo, I'm not stupid, Wush. I'm not a fucking idiot.
man. Well, with a fucking head that big, how stupid could he be?
Yeah, that brain must be swollen in there. Yeah. That doesn't mean anything though. Like there's animals with huge heads.
Let's take a quick break, dude. I gotta fucking piss my fucking pants.
You are listening to Pod Trash Radio, live, uncensored broadcasts all week long. It all starts Wednesday with spoiler junkies whenever the fuck they feel like it. Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, JMC and sometimes Z live. Start your weekends right on Fridays with the blah 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 show at 8 p.m. Eastern, immediately followed by Wush Boon at 10. Who knows what's after that? JMZ returns Saturdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. Sunday. Pipe Talk with Zachary Messire. 11 a.m. Eastern.
Positivity at 11:30.
All exclusive. All original. And it's only on podtrash.com. I'm getting fucking tired of doing this.
Clickitticket.com. Podtrash is brought to you by Click It Ticket. If you need tickets for anything, a play, a sporting event, if they're hard to find or sold out, go to clickitticket.com. Use the promo code PodTrash for 5% off. How wonderful is that? Clickitticket.com. Search them on Google to find them. Get those tickets.
I got a burning desire, like my urethra's on fire. Every time I see your face, I wanna fucking take a piss all over the place. Open up wide, let me take a tinkle inside. Piss, 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 piss. I'm gonna piss, 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 piss. I like to fill up her mouth every time she goes down south. Gargle my French lemonade, you sick cunt. Coat your throat in urine, that's what I want. Watch me as I unzip, bitch. Swishy swish, I'm gonna shower your tonsils with piss, 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 piss. Your stomach full of piss, 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 piss. Unload my bladder of turpentine. If into every orifice that I find, I I will piss on your spine and paralyze you with my pungent cock wine. It's by design that you will drink my piss. Drink my piss, 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 drink my piss. I'll piss and I'll put it in your mouth. I'll piss and I'll put it in your eyes. I'll piss and I'll put it in your ears. I'll piss and I'll put it on your thighs. I'll piss and I'll put it in your ass. I'll piss and I'll put it in your cunt. I'll piss and I'll put it in your nose. I'll piss and I'll put it on your toes. But I really want to piss inside your nose. Yeah, I think I'll piss in your nose. Pissy snots. Oh yeah. Drink my piss.
Hey.
Hello.
Welcome back to Wush Boon.
Fuck is this hippie shit?
I don't know. I found this. This was supposed to be for a bit I was gonna do, and I never used it. When there was like that psychic on the air.
Oh shit! Yeah.
We were gonna do psychic readings.
Get the psychic back. I want her to predict the size of my next shit. What's my shit gonna look like?
I sense depression, Booney.
Do you really sense depression? Because I fucking definitely do too.
That alcoholism is ruining your life.
Kind of is.
What are you gonna do about that? I see in my crystal ball liver disease in your near future.
I don't know. I might hit AA or something. I don't know what to do.
Nah, AA's not gonna work.
I know.
Just accept the fact that you're gonna have a rotting liver.
I don't want to be an alcoholic, man.
I'm sorry, that's just the way it is.
It hasn't gotten
in
better.
touch with your inner feelings. Go run into the fucking woods.
That's what I do. I come out of the woods, I feel great for 4 days, and I don't drink, and then I fucking drink again.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. It's
Are you drinking tonight though? I didn't see you pull out a beer.
I have beers. I'm drinking. Yes.
How many have you had so far?
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm on 4.
You don't sound drunk though. That's impressive.
Well, I'll get there. I'm not like a drunk where when I get drunk, you're like, oh, Jesus, like everyone leaves the room. You know, I'm the type of drunk where I tell jokes, have a good time, but then I don't spaz out. I don't get angry, but I wake up late. I don't do the things I wanted to do. I don't improve personally. I don't improve the environment around me. Everything stays the fucking same as long as I'm drinking. When I'm not drinking, things change. I build something. I organize something. I do my fucking books, my taxes. I get shit done when I'm not drinking or smoking weed.
Do you get like withdrawals if you don't drink? Like say you don't drink for a day, do you feel any sort of DTs or any of that shit?
No, what happens to me is that there's this fucking horrible lingering feeling like I have to, you know, the feeling like that you're just thirsty for water, or you have to take a piss, or you're hungry, or you have to take a shit, or you can't quite put your finger on it though. It's like a primal urge I need to fulfill that I can't identify. And then it all hits me. Oh, I know what I'm feeling.
I haven't drank today.
I haven't drank.
But I noticed a complete difference, like especially with Chuck Steak. Like I've said this before, where I heard him on the JMZ show and he was so coherent, and I'm like, wow, like alcohol to him is almost like Jekyll and Hyde. He turns into a completely different person in his case.
He does. He gets very drunk though, and the difference between me and Chuck is that Chuck will mix. You know, he'll do a 6-pack and be like, you know what? He'll have a bottle. He'll be like, I'll pour myself a brandy, or I'll pour myself a vodka drink. And I don't touch hard liquor. I don't fucking touch it unless somebody else has got it, or I'm at a bar and I want to do a shot. I don't buy it. I never buy it because hard liquor is a whole different fucking game, man. And if you introduce hard liquor on a daily basis into my life, you'd have a big fucking problem. I'd be divorced. My home would be foreclosed on. I know this to be true. I wouldn't wake up for work.
How would it come to that point? What do you think you would do? You get so drunk that you would just stop paying your bills and going to work?
It would finally start interfering with my profession. Yeah. And it's at the precipice now. You know, it's not there yet, but it's close. It's fucking close. You know, I've been drinking on sometimes, oh, I'm bummed out. I did a lot of work today. I got paid. I had a rough day. I'm going to drink. It's Monday night.
That's why I'm kind of worried about drinking. I think I could get from 0 to 60 immediately. Maybe if I drank beer and kind of nursed them a little bit, I would get buzzed and kind of happy. But if I drank like something like Jack Daniels, I'm telling you, I would be insanely angry and probably just like throw things.
Jack Daniels, I'm sorry, Jim Beam is a whiskey that'll make you want to hurt people. Jack Daniels is a whiskey that make you want to argue with people.
Yeah, what is the chemical difference between a Jack Daniels and just something else like vodka or something that makes it so you react differently?
Okay, let me explain to you guys what sugars mean in distillation or brewing. Why really shitty beer gives you a bad hangover, right? If you're drinking malt liquor, fucking Colt 45 all night, you wake up, your fucking head's trying to jump out of your skull. Or you drink Jim Beam or some piss fucking corn whiskey, a plastic bottle vodka, whatever, it doesn't matter. Here's what happens. There are a lot of complex sugars out there. It's not just table sugar, It's not like the sugar you put in your fucking coffee. When starches convert to sugars in the fermentation process, the quality of those sugars can differ. If I'm using the best quality malt barley and I convert those starches to sugars during the fermentation process, you're going to have really quality sugar ready for fermentation. If I'm using cattle grade fucking corn feed to make corn whiskey, you're going to have real low quality sugar and therefore real low quality alcohol. The yeast are going to produce a really nasty fucking alcohol. If the yeast are fed really good complex sugars, you're going to get a real pure alcohol, a real good quality alcohol. That's the only difference. It's the quality of the sugar. It's the complexity of the sugars. Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you want to make, speaking of alcohol, if you want to make $5,000, you can find this fucking kid, Ethan Couch, who's now on the run from the FBI because he ran over 4 people and killed them drunk.
Ethan Couch, where's he? What town?
Texas, from Texas.
This we got Texas boys out there.
Charged as a minor for killing 4 people in a drunk driving incident, and he was on 10 years probation. What the fuck is that?
That's the National Security Agency.
The NSA, yeah. So, he was on probation for 10 years, and him and his mom just fled the country, and now they're looking for him because he...
Gee, I wonder where he is. Definitely not Mexico.
Yeah, they had passports. But I think it's $5,000, the reward. Jay Dummy, get on that shit.
It is Jay Dummy, you stupid.
No, he doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
The funniest thing, though, is his actual defense when he was first charged. His defense was Afluenza. That his family was of such wealth that they never taught him right from wrong, and that's his defense.
I remember this kid. Now, speaking of Afluenza, you remember that fucking worthless worm CEO, young, handsome CEO, who fucking was a big pharma executive who increased the cost of a HIV pill from $17 to $750, so he increased it like 7,000% or whatever. He's been arrested, and he is fucked. The Federal Exchange Commission is sticking a major litigation penis up his fucking ass. He's fucked. Securities and Exchange Commission. SEC.
Do you think that should be a legitimate defense, Afluenza? That sounds insane to me, that because you come from a family that just having money doesn't mean that you can't have morals instilled in you and right from wrong. And then they ask the mother, like, when's the last time you scolded him or taught him what to do? And she's like, I don't remember. Like,
yeah, he's a good boy. He didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. No, it's not a solid defense. The rich already have an extraordinary advantage in the criminal justice system than the poor.
They need that too, yeah.
Yeah, they can get a lawyer. I can't, So, fuck this kid. I hope the fucking federal marshals fucking release dogs on him and the dogs chew his face off.
That's almost as amazing as the defense of black rage, which exists. It's a legitimate defense. Black rage, that you're subject to so much racism that it drives you to the point of committing a violent crime.
Yeah, but he's a good boy and he didn't do nothing.
His name is Couch.
Couch.
What the fuck names their kid Couch?
I'd like to drop a couch on his fucking stupid head. But, you know, I mean, fuck that kid. And fuck the other guy, too.
I'm surprised the FBI is after him, though. Isn't that kind of, in the U.S. Marshals and the FBI, for a kid, I mean, I get it, he killed 4 people as a minor in a drunk driving accident, and he's fleeing the country, but why is the FBI, like, why is our tax dollars going towards catching this fuckhead?
I don't see, I mean, the FBI would be involved if I had done the same thing and fled.
Right, and I don't want them to fucking find you either. I don't care.
No, fuck this kid. I want him to burn.
$5,000 is not enough to get someone off their ass, though. You gotta up that to fucking like $20,000.
Yeah, if it was a poor kid on the run, it would be fucking $25,000.
Oh, he wouldn't last a second in Mexico if there was a $20,000 bounty on him.
Yeah.
They'd fucking toss him right back.
That kid's got so much money. He paid the fucking. Listen, he paid off the narcos. The narcos got him over the border, and he's protected. He's fine.
I wonder if that's. Imagine that's your life. You're fucking on the run from the fucking U.S. Marshals.
Yeah, and I'm sipping margaritas in fucking Cancun. Yeah, boo hoo.
Oh yeah, if you get to Cancun, right over the border to Mexico is not very nice though.
You got that much money. You're under protection from the narcos. You go fucking everywhere you want. Del Rey.
You can easily get raped in Mexico. Like when I went to California, I went to vacation to California with my family to San Diego. And then we passed through the border down to Mexico for a little bit. As soon as you cross the border, it's fucking dangerous as fuck. There's guys who try to get you into back rooms to sell you like discount fucking like purses and jewelry and shit, and you'd never know if you'll come out of that back room.
Well, I have a friend whose honeymoon was in Cancun, and he went into some back room and got really good weed and got really good coke, and they gave him a really good deal, and they shook his hand, and they were the nicest guys in the fucking world. So
yeah, it's a gamble.
It's not, because they're like, fuck this shit, man. Let's make money off these gringo tourists, these wetos. So the fucking gringo tourist comes there, fucking, hey, man, treat him good, because he's going to come back and tell his friends. They're not stupid, man. They're businessmen. They're trafficking narcotics, dude. They're not going to fuck up that deal. For what? For one robbery? And then that white guy said, fucking, fuck that place. Everybody don't go there. Fuck that.
That's not why. It's because you can also drive right over the border and find fucking human heads decapitated and thrown across the street.
Yeah, but that's because of those human heads are narco heads. They're not tourist heads.
No, it's not just narco heads. It's also narco heads. It's
They're not gringo heads.
No, it's also people who went against them too, or snitched or whatever the fuck. Imagine Dan trying to cut Danny's head off.
You'd need a crew of loggers. They'd treat it like the fucking loggers did. Those two big long two-handed saws.
Yeah. Get one on each end.
Yeah,
Fuck,
they'd be
it's
dressed
not
up
working.
in fucking. Yeah, they'd be dressed up in their leathers with
Fuck
their
this,
fucking.
man.
Yeah.
Toss this one back.
lumberjack and I am okay.
It's like a fish, like that. Like the fish has to be a certain size to keep it. They try to cut Danny's head off. Fuck this one. Throw it back. It's the opposite.
Danny would be the fucking state record. I gotta get high now.
Yeah, that's what you need. Oh my god. What are you smoking out of? You don't need to. Oh, you have to hide it.
I have to hide it so the feds can't fucking charge me $50 fine. A joint.
Oh.
I have a joint. I light it up. I wet my fingers. I put it out. I just need one hit.
This is going to be a huge fucking problem. I keep thinking of this the next show. I'm not going to be able to smoke indoors. This is going to be a big challenge for me, actually, especially watching you light up the whole fucking show.
I chain smoked the whole show. I got the fucking fan in the window. What do I care?
I'm getting it all in now while I can.
It's all going right out the fan. Fuck it. I'm happy. You're lucky. You have another excuse to fucking quit or another aid. So like in the dead of winter, you're gonna be like, no. You're gonna be like, I'm not going outside. Fuck this noise.
That shit does not. A fan doesn't work, dude. I'm telling you. Even that story you told the guy who had the fucking kitchen fan above his desk.
He had a hood.
Shit. Well, the tar will collect in the fan, and it'll still smell.
It'll still smell, right? You're right. It'll smell. There'll be a residual smell of smoke in the room, but it's not like the smoke is filling the fucking room.
It minimizes it a little bit because I did the same thing.
I'm watching the smoke go out the fucking fan in a straight line.
It's just a visible smoke. I'm telling you, the tar is like invisible. It collects.
No, because I would get fucked.
Yes, because my fucking bedroom, I had an air conditioner in the fucking window, constantly on, and I would blow it right into the air conditioner so it would constantly get sucked out of the room. Still, regardless of that, I go to wipe like my desk or something, and it's fucking yellow, just from one wipe.
My touching my fan right now. That's how close it is. It's different, dude.
Doesn't
I'll
matter.
tell you what,
Did the
you're
same
wrong.
thing.
You're wrong because my wife, sometimes I turn on my fan, I go down on the computer, and I shut the fan off, but I forgot to open the window. So the fan's just blowing on the window. And the days I forget to do that, my wife comes down and goes, fucking reeks of fucking smoke down here. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah, and if she smells that and she's a smoker too, it smells horrible.
That's when the fan is on, but the window's closed because I forgot to open the window. If I open the window and put the fan on, like I normally do, like right now, she doesn't know I'm smoking in the house.
But that's the thing, she doesn't, because she's a smoker, dude. She doesn't know. When you're a smoker, you don't smell it. I'm telling you as much. Your sense of smell gets fucking deteriorated.
Listen, I'm justifying me smoking down here because no one could smell it. I had my mom down here. She can't smell it. And I'm isolated. I'm not in the main house. I'm in my room.
No, see, but Barstow's saying, well-built spoof. A spoof does not work for cigarettes because a cigarette's constantly lit, whereas when you smoke weed, it's only lit when you're hitting from it. But a cigarette, I know, I'm going like this, the smoke's coming out, and as I pull it away, it's still fucking lit, and smoke's coming out.
That's the thing, but my fucking smoke is going like this. Really slowly, and just in a slow fucking line, I'm watching it leave. But I know what you're saying. Yeah, I'm still smoking in here. You still fucking smell it. But then again, I've got a wood stove down here, right? So when I do a fucking wood stove, all you smell is burning wood down here for like an hour, and then it goes away. So that's the same thing.
Start gaping, Wush. Or then he corrected himself, vaping.
Gaping? No, you should start gaping.
Yeah, I will. Gaping is definitely the solution for
that. You gape, and I'll blow the smoke in the fucking hole.
No, I think it's just a way to fucking get out of this habit of smoking cigarettes. It's definitely going to cut down my usage big time.
Yeah.
So I'm actually not. I'm worried it's a challenge, but it's a challenge I'm willing to accept because I need to stop. It's just literally like when I went to go move boxes the other day to the apartment, just normal boxes going up one flight of fucking stairs. I was out of breath.
Oh,
I felt
yeah.
like I was going to keel over and die. And I'm like, I'm not even 30 years old yet, and I feel that way.
Well, I mean,
that's a mess.
That's it's a little bit advantageous for me too to have like kind of a physically taxing occupation because I'm getting more cardiovascular exercise and smoking. So I'm less apt to be out of breath going up a flight of stairs. I still am, but maybe a little less so than normal if I wasn't moving all the time.
It fucks your cardiovascular system up to smoke cigarettes, and like when it's cold out, it takes like twice as long to heat up your body to heat up than anyone else.
Oh my God.
Circulation's horrible.
Not only that, dude, but when it's cold out and I'm doing a physical activity like riding a bike, or if you jog or if you run and you're a smoker and it's cold out and you're breathing that cold air in your lungs, you get the weirdest taste and the weirdest feeling in your mouth and your lungs, and you feel like you're gonna die.
Yeah, it's
horrible.
Like this burning sensation in your lungs.
Oh, I remember it all too well.
And then when you stop smoking, your lungs immediately start to clean themselves out. Like that's when you start coughing up. Like that's weird. I never cough. Notice like most people who smoke weed, they're like coughing like a maniac. And I'm smoking so many cigarettes. I rarely ever cough. I don't cough up phlegm. It's only when I stop smoking and then my lungs start to try to regenerate themselves. And that's when I like coughing up disgusting shit. I'm like, ugh, that's in my lungs that whole time. That's what the inside of my lungs looks like. And that motivates me to stop.
Yeah.
I can't look at that. It's like tar-filled phlegm.
Very scary. Smoke up, buddy.
Now, if they're saying if you quit now, you can, within a few months, your lungs will be clean, but they're still like, fucked up from the cigarettes. And then it takes a few years. You could still recover.
You have no idea how good I felt after 4 or 5 months with the vape pen. You have no fucking idea, dude.
Yeah, when you
I wasn't depressed. Like, depression, gone. Fucking gone after 3 months. And then drinking, cut in half. Completely cut in half, my alcohol consumption. Physical activity, just doing shit I need to get done, doubled. I wasn't stewing in front of a fucking computer screen, chain smoking, fucking blowing it out of my fan, being a lump of fucking shit that I am.
I've tried chewing tobacco. It's disgusting. I've tried skull. I've tried snus.
Listen,
I've tried all that. The thing with cigarettes, the ritual is for me, and the addiction is the lighting up the cigarette and the burning sensation in my lungs. It's not I need the nicotine any way I can get it. I don't want this to chew. It sucks.
You said snus.
Snus. That's what it's called, Camel snus.
You're a fucking snooze.
Snus. Ugh. It's like these little packets, and you're supposed to go.
I know, but you can swallow the whole thing with snooze. Is you could swallow the foul fucking soup down your fucking throat.
They're trying to push that snooze on me so bad. I get Camel's fucking coupons. They're like, free tin of snooze when you buy a cigarettes.
You don't have to spit it out now. You can drink the fucking poison. Yeah, that's what they say. Snooze.
The fact that there's coupons for cigarettes is just absurd.
Yeah,
that shouldn't even be legal.
I tell you what, dude. I'm doing a Boon Viver the next snowstorm I got. I'm doing an overnighter, and I wanted to do Periscope, and then I also wanted to broadcast because I'll have a tablet and I'll have Skype on the tablet.
Yeah, you need to do that legit because last time you did that, it was kind of just like 2 clips, and then it was that your phone died.
Yeah, I also did one too, another Boon Viver, and I called Maxwell's show. But like I was just talking about where I was at and where I was camping, and then I was like, there was nothing left to talk about. So it was like, all right, later. And I took off, and Maxwell did his show. But I wanted to make a show out of it. Boon Viver, Winter Storm.
I gave you the tools of what you would need to make that an interesting piece of content. Take your video camera and film yourself with you bringing too many supplies. That's the thing. Go out there with no fucking supplies except the bare minimum and try to survive for like even a day or two. I'll be impressed.
No, not in a snowstorm.
No, maybe not in a snowstorm, but just one of those days where maybe it's the summer and you go out to the fucking woods. I want to see you make your own tool to fucking spear a fish or something.
Been there, done that.
Make a fire. Yeah, but you haven't documented it.
I'm bringing a fishing pole if I have no food.
And if we had that as a fucking video clip, you could host it on Podtrash and people can watch it. We can have documentaries. That's what we need to be doing.
We put it on our YouTube too.
Yeah,
if people eat that shit up. I watch fucking bushcraft documentaries on YouTube all the time. They're great. Dave Canterbury, Ray Mears. There's a bunch of them, man.
Would you eat bugs? Would you ever eat bugs?
I have eaten hundreds of bugs, Wush. Hundreds.
What kind of bugs have you eaten?
Grasshoppers, crickets, grubs.
Vegemite.
Vegemite, mate. No, grasshoppers, crickets, and grubs and beetles. Chuck Steak will confirm.
You need a GoPro for Boon Viver, they say.
Yeah, I need a GoPro. It's on my Amazon wish list.
Here, get the Hero 4K, it's called.
I fucking got my iPhone and a little fucking $20 tripod.
It's not the same, though. Those GoPros, they provide a different vantage point that you can't get with any other camera.
I could strap them to a helmet. Shit, I could bucket on the chest. I know. I could put them on it would be great. Listen, like I said, the GoPro is on my what's it called? Fucking Amazon wish list. I'll get one eventually. It's just I haven't had much money.
I love those videos. Like I've seen videos of guys who do parkour and they strap a fucking GoPro to their head and they just go run up buildings and do flips off them.
Fagcore.
Fagcore.
No, it's cool. I mean, I've seen that. It looks cool. I mean, those guys are cool. They're just as good as skateboarders. That shit is awesome. But I like the GoPro footage of like motherfuckers going into the woods or kayaking and doing crazy shit like that. I mean, the skateboarding and stuff and the parkour and all that, and BMXing, that's all old hat.
Yeah, but some of these guys can run up like buildings. I wish I could do that. You go like between 2 buildings, the walls, and they like run on the wall and jump off, and they just keep going fucking up the wall, and they climb an entire building.
It looks cool. I've seen it. It's really cool. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I was busting balls and talking shit, but I mean, that's what I do here at the Wush Boon Show. So, yeah, parkour.
Just reminds me of how inactive I am.
Yeah, parkour is parkour, dude.
Here,
oh.
Here's one. Let's see.
Oh, insane first-person parkour, POV.
I always had an idea that there should be a movie that's completely in first person, and they actually made it. It was like an action film that's coming out soon, and it's completely in first person.
This guy, the first guy was just a dickhead jumping over desks.
Yeah.
And guys are jumping from rock to rock.
Yeah, they sometimes go to weird places. They're like, yeah, let's fucking just run over this thing. And they're like not really doing much. But then these guys like jumping off of buildings and shit and doing flips.
That's pretty cool. I got to admit, that's pretty cool.
The fuck? Insane.
That looks like Mexico.
Oh, those guys, you ever see those guys who just like literally their entire life is just finding things to climb? They'll go to like a skyscraper that has like a construction crane that's just coming off the top of the skyscraper, and they're running on top of a fucking bridge.
Yeah, fuck this noise. I would never do this.
I think I would, but yeah, I'd be afraid that I'd kill myself.
My balls would go up inside my body.
I was listening to Milkweed talking about how he used to do climbing and shit.
Oh, that dude just jumped. That guy just hit a crazy gap right there.
Break your fucking leg doing this.
Yeah, and then they're unemployable.
Well, this is their life. They make money off of this, I think.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's just like a skateboarder. I mean, you could fucking wreck your life skateboarding. I used to skate every chance I got. I loved it, you know? And I would push the envelope. I would try crazy stuff.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. But, I mean, skating on a ramp is different. I mean, you're really not going to get hurt if you're smart. Put a helmet on.
I want to see someone die with a GoPro on.
Oh, it's happened.
Are you kidding? Did you see how high that was?
I can get you GoPro death right now.
You ever see that game Mirror's Edge?
No.
It looks exactly like this.
Oh, fuck that shit. AAA bullshit title. It's fucking boring. Fucking Assassin's Queef. Yo, but dude, I just fucking parasailed between two buildings and killed a guy. It was stealth animation. You didn't have to think about it. You hit the A button, and the guy just did it.
No, this is real life video games. I wish I could do
this. Real life HD ain't as good as 1080p.
This is 1080p.
No, I'm saying like the real world isn't as good as 1080p on my television.
Someone needs to make a collaboration video or whatever it's called, where it's just GoPro footage of people dying.
Oh, it's good stuff. Yeah, I can find that for you. It's there.
Like I want to see a guy like, imagine like people who just like they want to end it all, and they're like, at least wear a GoPro when you do it.
Yeah, there's some sites I won't mention here. I'll text them to you if you really want to see people die.
Yeah, I'm kind of desensitized to that shit now.
Yeah, me too. I don't watch it anymore though because A, the fact that I was desensitized to it, and B, the fact that it was making me a morose, gloomy, depressed loser because I had consumed that fucking information visually, and it stayed with me. And it made me less of a fucking human being by watching it. Maybe not less. Maybe, I don't know. Ignorance is bliss. Have you ever heard that old quip?
I think you should have seen, you have to be exposed to like some sort of gore at one point just to get a realization of what life is actually like.
Yeah, it's real, and I was always, I never wanted anyone to fucking hide reality from me, ever, since I was a baby, dude. I've been the most defiant child and most questioning of authority that I knew of all my peers, all my friends, all my family. I couldn't make it in high school. I'm a high school dropout.
Now we're in this world where now we're living vicariously through each other. It's just weird.
I think we always have been, even in tribal days.
Yeah, but now we literally have, first-person footage of doing other shit, and they're like, instead of me doing this and jumping around across buildings, I'll just watch someone else doing it from their perspective.
That last one was just sick. That dude just did. Fucking crazy.
I think it's almost like an animal. Like they know how to fall and then use their hands to break the fall, so they turn into an animal almost.
Are you saying that
they're monkeys?
That the African-American gentleman who's doing the parkour is a fucking animal and a monkey?
I didn't. You said that.
You said monkey, animal, and then I asked you a question. I didn't.
No, just because I say monkey, it doesn't always mean that. It's the guy who does it. That's who I'm talking about. They're saying Booney went emo.
There's a trigger. There'll be a trigger warning on the fucking write-up for this show.
A what warning? Say that again.
Trigger warning.
Oh, trigger warning.
Trigger, not no. Wush. That's childish. Not trigger with a T.
It's like. I think I've brought this up before, like my family, being an Italian family is predominantly racist.
Oh, you got the gabagool?
Yeah, but so when I was moving into my apartment complex, I had like my mom come over there just to look at. She wanted to check it out and see what it was like. The whole time she's there, she's like checking who all the neighbors are, and she saw like one black family. She's like, "You got to be careful here. Look at the kind of people moving in here." And I was like, "What do you mean? What kind of people?"
The fucking mullions.
You know what I'm talking about.
The fucking mullions.
So I got into an argument with her. I was like, "Wait, so every time you see a non-white face, you got to be worried, and it's a problem?" And then she's like, she gets all upset because she wants me to think the same way she does.
It's a complicated problem.
Look at who's moving in here. You got to be careful. The fucking gabagool.
It's your fucking mullions.
You banging a shine? I remember Christopher was banging a black chick, or he told him he lied and said he was. You banging a shine?
What do I look like, a fucking mullion?
Tony's daughter was dating the black guy, and he's like, when Tony puts his arm around him, he's like, "So what's your parents do, Noel?" He's like, "Oh, they're in the movie industry." He's like, "Oh, you mean those Tarzan movies?"
Yeah. It's funny how like the white demographics split up on how they have a term for Asians, blacks, Indian. It doesn't matter. Like the Jews say, the Jews call blacks Schwarzes.
Yeah.
The fucking Italians call them mullions. The Irish call them
charcoal briquette.
No, they said this. The Irish call them stovies, or that stovie is rare. Yeah, stovie is rare, but what the Irish really call the blacks is the N-word. And then you have the good old boys from fucking down south, and they got a million names. It's fucking Spade, Negro, Boy. Like the Southerners have, and of course the quintessential N-word. Yeah, the Southern whites have the most diversity of racial slurs. But yeah, I always love the Jewish term Schwarza.
But I always get flack for that because like Chuck Steak will say, "Oh, you're just like you're forcing yourself not to say certain words and like you're being phony about it." And it's not that. It's like my entire childhood was full of that shit. Like that, I would be at the dinner table. My parents would, my dad, first of all, would crack jokes about racial jokes, and
my dad.
My mom was like, it got the jokes weren't uncomfortable. It got uncomfortable when they were so serious. Like we'd be in a restaurant at one point, and then my dad would look around and be like, "Oh, there's a lot of them here tonight," and I'd be thinking at that age, I was like, well, "A lot of what?" And then I'd look around and I'd be like, "My dad's seriously worried, like, and thinks that way.
Yeah,
like, it's a serious thing."
Dude, my father was very, very liberal. He was a construction guy. He was a union teamster who remember the days of Jimmy Hoffa, and fucking, he was a tough guy. He was missing fingers and shit. He was a big boy. And if you were a racist in public in front of a black guy, he would knock you the fuck out.
Yeah, I had the exact opposite where I was constantly exposed to that, and it was always uncomfortable.
But all of his brothers, and I've got 11 uncles or some shit like that, all are like, "The fucking niggas," most racist people you ever met in your fucking life. My father was the only one of all of his 11 brothers who fucking was the opposite. And he always instilled these real left-wing, bleeding heart liberal ideals on me. And I've really clung on to them with all the grip I got. But with the current political correctness movement and the Black Lives Movement and all this shit going down, the political correctness that's borders on insanity, or what's the word I'm looking for? Antisocial behavior by these people has turned me right wing. It really has. It's turned me into a fucking Republican. It's turned me into everything I've ever despised. But I think it's logical at this juncture for me to fucking lean that way.
Well, me being exposed to it made me like uncomfortable to even go there. That's what I'm saying. It's not like, oh, I want to be politically correct and I'm going to not say these words because I think I'm better than people who do use them. I find it like I feel uncomfortable saying it, and it's just a natural feeling. I don't force it.
You should be uncomfortable saying it because guess what? It's the same type of behavior. Okay. Remember that woman who we played the clip who was saying that Darth Vader was a racist or Star Wars is racist? Okay. Yeah. So it's the same type of unfounded, psychotic fucking bullshit claim she's making. that you would make if you were just be like, yeah, the niggas are, start shooting your fucking mouth off like that. You're not helping anybody. You're further alienating and causing more harm to the fucking race situation in America by acting outlandish like that, like a child. So that's why you feel uncomfortable, because it's a natural feeling that most people should have. You have empathy. You're not a psychopath. And that's why you feel uncomfortable saying that shit.
Here's hold on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Martin Luther Boone Jr. I gotta take a piss, dude. What can I say? Coors Golden, the banquet beer. I'll be back in.
Okay, I'm gonna play this clip. It's really funny. If I can actually get the sound to work. Oh, okay, I see why.
My dad's an entertainment.
Here we are.
Images of hyper-capitalist self-advancement in the era of the studio system.
So you guys, you and Meadow, are you,
A little early to say.
What's your background, Noel?
Noah. I'm from Los Angeles, West LA.
What's your background, Noel?
My family's in the business. I mean, show business. I don't know why they call it the business.
Those old Tarzan movies.
My dad's an entertainment lawyer.
No, what I mean is, like, we're Italian.
Oh, my dad is Jewish and my mother's family is African American.
Tannenbaum, right.
This is
But on
totally
your
what I would deal with as a
application
kid.
to Columbia, you didn't check Jewish, did you?
No, they can't ask about religious affiliation.
All right, of course. What'd you check?
African American.
So we do understand each other here. You're, Ditsun.
Excuse me?
Ditsun.
Charcoal briquette.
Ditsun. You missed that one.
What's your problem?
I think you know what my problem is. You see,
It's a
little friend
problem.
up there, she didn't do you any favors bringing you into this house. Now, I don't know what the fuck she was thinking. We'll get to that later. See, I got business associates who are black. And they don't want my son with their daughters, and I don't want their sons with mine.
Fuck you.
See, that's the kind of thing I'm hoping to avoid. So when my little girl comes down the stairs, you're gonna say how nice it was to meet me. Then you're gonna go drop her off at school, and you're gonna say goodbye.
Come on, if you want to see the Garden State. We're gonna drop by Hunters. I want to meet
Did
Noah.
soon.
I'll be back to pick up my lingerie. Later, Dad.
Then he has a fucking panic attack and falls because he
Yeah,
he sees a box of Uncle Ben's rice.
Whose term is shvoogie? That's a fucking Italian one too, right?
Yeah, the shvoogie button. Remember that?
Shvoogie buzzer.
Good Baba Booey.
Sal, yeah, that's a fucking Italian fucking New York thing, shvoogie.
See,
So-
like, he sees the box of Uncle Ben's rice and has that panic attack.
Hello there, Tony Soprano. It's me, Uncle Ben. Well, look at here, Tony. Your daughter is dating Amelia on Shvoogie. That's funny.
That's like a thought you'd have when you're really high. You'd see you see that box and be like, oh shit.
Yeah, and then his guilt for being fucking, for his guilt got him. Like Uncle Ben looking at him, smiling. And
There's
he's
a
like,
whole-
and then his fucking guilt got him. But hey, listen, the most, I'm not worried even. I'm telling you one thing right now, with the political correctness movement that's spreading like wildfire everywhere, the white man is the fucking in the crosshairs of this movement. So how do you fucking not expect people like me who are bleeding heart liberals to go to the fucking right? Because you're targeting me, you fucks. And I didn't do anything. I worked my balls off.
Shouldn't even label yourself.
I am a white fucking guy. Lower class white guy.
But a liberal.
I was a liberal. Now I'm more conservative.
Why do you have to be either?
Because there's definitions and terms. There's no great descriptive term for the middle.
But I kind of feel like I was watching the debate with fucking Trump, and I gotta admit I was listening to some of the things he was saying, and I did kind of agree. He won me over a little bit. He's still fucking nuts with the Muslim shit, but he won me over a little bit. Oh, we have Zach on the air. What's up, Zach?
Zach Mercer, what's going on, man?
Nothing, guys. How's it going?
Good. What's going on, dude?
Nothing. I have no idea what's happening. I wasn't listening. I just realized you guys were on and got home and was like, oh, let me call in. So
I just brought up actually the watching the debate with Trump and saying he kind of won me over, even though I disagree with like his Muslim shit. I think it's kind of absurd. That's about it.
I think I've said a million times, if anyone's ever heard me, that shit's absurd. I mean, it's horribly American. You can't discriminate based on religion. It's just unconstitutional. Whether you hate Muslims or not, you got to change the Constitution if you want to do that.
That's right. That's right. And if you want to throw away American values down the drain that fucking quickly, God help the fucking country.
Chucksteak thinks, though, that he's a fringe candidate, that he's really just trying to get himself kicked out for saying absurd shit.
The question is, how are we vetting these people? Israelis don't necessarily discriminate against Palestinians or Arabs or Muslims living in fucking Israel.
Yeah,
but they've got a goddamn good vetting process and a wall and major security and major cyber security. They know who they're letting in. We're so lax and irresponsible that we don't. Our system
I
is
agree with
fucked.
that. I agree 100%. And I just think when the other Republicans say Trump's immigration plan of building a wall and deporting these 11 million illegals, when they're like, his plan is unworkable, all I hear coming out of every one of their mouths is, Latinos, please vote for us. That's all I hear.
Yeah.
Because it's a workable plan. Every other nation deports illegal immigrants. Why the hell aren't we?
I know.
Now, whether or not you agree with that, it would put us in line with every other country that's civilized, even the uncivilized. If you run into Mexico, they'll kick you out.
Listen, though, Zach, you're missing a very solid point here, I think, in saying that the Latino immigrants connected to the United States in the North American continent, entering the country illegally, do not have a religion that is telling them to be violent against the non-believers. The Quran.
No, there's so few Muslim Mexicans, it's not even. They're non-existent.
They're just hard-working motherfuckers trying to make a buck.
There was two approaches to it. Like Trump was like going nuts, saying no Muslims at all. But then there was an idea that only ban Muslims from countries where ISIS or Al Qaeda has a strong hold on that area, and ban people from that area only. And not all Muslims, because not all Muslims are fucking terrorists. I mean, that's pretty basic to think of it that way. Then,
well, who in America is going to have a problem with a little extra screening on? I got a list of about 50 countries that you're going to extra screen these people because they come from a country where there's tons of terrorist organizations that unfortunately their nation cannot keep its law and order, and now we have to deal with these essentially major crime organizations that are committing horrible acts and terrorist organizations. And so if a guy from Iran wants to come to America, he needs to go through a much tighter screening process than a guy from, let's say, Argentina.
Right, or a guy from fucking Syria. Holy shit, what a mess it is over there. Another thing, Zach, is that, and this is a very, very, very important thing, aspect about it. After the San Bernardino shootings, the so-called religion of peace, Islam, was investigated a little further to the point where we had federal agents going to mosques. And this is true in Paris, too. And this staggering number of evidence of ISIS connection to mosques popped up in the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, both in the United States and in France and in Europe, after these two recent attacks. Therefore, we have hidden fucking terror cells everywhere under the guise of a mosque here. Reality is a bitch. It's hard. It's hard to keep these human dignities, these fucking human American values that we have in America, and not be taken advantage of at the same time. But we need to draw a line, because we will be taken advantage of, because our freedom is precisely what they want. It's what they're holding hostage. It's not our lives. It's our freedom to speak. It's our freedom to have another religion than theirs. It's our freedom to be American and be outlandish and loud and outspoken like Trump. It's us. We're America. And they hate that. They fucking hate it. A lot of them do. And it turned out a lot of these mosques feel the same way as ISIS.
Jesse Ventura had a plan to run for president in 2016 and was saying that he would be the first president, since George Washington, to run as an independent. But he was saying that in order for it to happen, his supporters need to have a grassroots method where they get him into the debates, and he's like, march with me on Washington. And he's like, if that happened, he would run and he might win. If you listen to Jesse Ventura, he's kind of kooky, but he does have great fucking points.
And you have to listen to this point too, Wush, that look at the religion. I love my wife, okay, Miss Spoonie, so much. I would never make her cover her fucking face and not let her drive her own car. I mean, these thoughts like this to me.
Well, don't tell me about the poor decision-making skills that you have with regarding your wife. You shouldn't let that bitch out the house. You shouldn't let you make her cover her face so other guys can't see her. But you want them to think she's ugly. You know what I mean? Or if she is ugly, you want her to think she's smoking hot.
Yeah,
you know,
I think it's hotter.
No, he's being sarcastic. But what I was, you didn't get it.
I like that. No, I actually saying I like that.
He's like, you're an idiot.
He's like, yeah, no, he thinks I've hit on something. I think Wush is on.
You know, I mean, that aspect of being Muslim would be pretty fucking badass to be a complete domineering master of your woman.
I'm over this. I don't have the effort for that. I'm so lazy. I'm not saying I want to take orders from a woman, but I kind of want an equal partnership where it's like, because if you're domineering, you have to make all the decisions and all the responsibility comes onto you. And it's like, dude, at some point, I kind of want to have some, like, dude, can you just deal with this sort of thing, you know?
Yeah. I mean, in America, your girl, he's like, cheats on you. You're like, bitch, get your shit, get the fuck out of the house. You better go get a lawyer, right? In Sharia law, it's, okay, when do we get to bury her and throw rocks at head?
Yeah. I mean, it's just, that's it. They're dead.
You ever see that special where they show Arab women unmasked? And a lot of them are fucking really hot.
Oh my God.
Ugh.
Dude, I've pulled it to Arab, like...
porn,
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if that's real, though. I think
yeah, it's bullshit. They're all Indian women.
Yeah, they're all Indian women.
They're Hindu. They're all Hindu. But, I mean, you can make pretend. And they have got the biggest asses. Oh, big tits. Oh, so good.
Here we go.
I found that they don't taste as good as...
Oh.
651. 651.
Hi, 651. Bye, 651.
Thank you.
I loved you, 651, and you disappointed me.
Try again if you want.
You put a fucking hijab over your head, 651.
But am I remembering? Oh, here we go. 651 again. Let's try this one more time.
One more time.
651, you're on the air. Try it again.
Hello, gentlemen. My name is Static Illmatic.
Hey, Static.
Hey-o.
Host of American Positivity.
Hello.
American Positivity in the house, as they say.
In the house, I find the topic of Muslim women and equality very interesting because I was actually raised Islamic, and Muslim women actually do have a lot to say, but it's more done in the home versus society-wise. So,
wait! I knew that beard was there for a reason.
Allah Akbar.
No, he's a sheik.
That beard's fucking groomed as fuck, though. Good job on that.
He looks good. He's a handsome guy. Every hair is in the right place.
Oh, yeah. I will humble the jabroni. I will humble any jabroni.
But, dude, no, I know what you're saying. I hear that, but that is a very poor excuse. Oh, but she get to talk in the kitchen. We let her speak her mind in the kitchen.
No,
but fuck that. She's a worthless piece of shit.
No,
she can't drive.
Real quick, like I you got to understand. I read there was a book I read, The Wheel of Time, and it kind of had a similar culture to like Arab culture. It was different, but very similar. And in it was a reflection of that. The men were like warriors, as were some of the women. That's what made it one of the things that made it different. But the men were like warriors, and they went out and did this stuff. And there was clan chiefs, but no matter what, no matter the highest clan chief. When he went into a home, the roof mistress, the wife of the man that owned that home, a man could not own property. Only the women could technically, it was their domain. Like you had to adhere to their rules when you were in that thing. So there is a lot of that in their culture. Like but it's, it's been bastardized by their, you know what I mean? It's really been bastardized. So now they've kind of lost a lot of that. That's the way it's supposed to be, but they've lost a lot of that. And actually in the last century.
That utopia never came to life.
It used to be like that, though. Back in like the day, a long time ago, it was like that. But it's lost it. It's been bastardized.
Well, a long time ago, before Sharia law, go fucking look at pictures of Iran. Go look at pictures of Iraq. Go look at pictures of Syria from the 1950s, the 1960s. It was a booming, westernized, not westernized, they had their own culture, but it was colorful. There was women in mini skirts. Listening to the fucking Beatles, dude. They'll get shot for that shit now. And it's 2015.
The people didn't want that, though. The people didn't want that. They showed that they didn't want that.
Well, with those cultures, they've been taken over by an idea very similar to if some of the members of the KKK, for example, who use religion in order to promote whatever issue there at hand, hating the Negras, they would run the government too. Luckily, we have more people that outlaw them, and they don't have a militia, versus like the Ayatollahs from fucking Iran that will go out in the middle of the street if you disagree with them and cut your head. And the government at the time was bought out by allowing them to do that.
Yeah. And it's,
so, I mean, go ahead, Dom.
Well, I mean, we have a lot to answer to, don't we? For the war in Iraq, for the war in Afghanistan, for the war, for what's going on.
Situation, yeah.
No. Well, listen, we went there under false pretenses. Let's not forget.
But it does suck. It does suck
yeah.
real quick, guys. It does suck though that we have something to like feel bad for because we got rid of like this horrible dictator and are trying to like help these people rule themselves. It's just so sad. Yeah, but I know he was a monster that kept these mongrels in control. He was like he was essentially like a zookeeper almost. But
yes,
it's sad that we get rid of this monster. He was a bad person, no matter what.
He was the best person for the job.
Yes, but he was a bad human being. So we get rid of this monster, and look what happens. Something even worse shows up. It's this monster that can't be controlled because there's not one head to it.
I was listening to Jesse Ventura. Actually, had a good point. He was like saying we should not be in any of these countries. What is going on? Is it's a fucking civil war, just like we went through. Let them fight it out and figure out their own fucking shit. And
they've been fighting for thousands of years,
and we're involved in it, and we're like fueling the fire. I think
they have the oil, though. You don't understand. The Saudis don't want to see this spill over to them, and they have the oil. So it's like we're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, you'll fuck the oil. Look, I mean, okay, that's why we went to Iraq. It's clear, but the big money maker is the lithium fucking mines.
Those batteries
in the mountains of Afghanistan. These rare earth metals now are the way of the future. We went to secure the rest of our internal combustion enginery for the next 20 years and secure the electric car for the next 90. That's why we went to
but if it wasn't for those lithium-ion batteries, I wouldn't be able to fuck all the sloppy pussy on Tinder.
Yep.
Welcome to America, my friend. Make her wear hijab.
Hijab, slut, swipe right.
Yeah, that's the controversy. Like, I kind of agree. Like, I want my batteries for my fucking smartphone. So I'm like, I agree with them being there. We do need that shit. And gas is really low right now, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
Let's have a little American positivity here. We built the greatest nation in the world. I want cheap I want cheap gadgets from China, and I want them now.
Damn right.
Well, the
idea, but you know what the problem? I just the main problem in the world, the real problem, and I say this not like in a Hitler sort of way, like we need to launch bombs, is there's just too many people on the planet. If we can lower the population, we can start phasing out human work labor with more mechanized work labor, and we can raise the quality of living for everyone and make us all do less work because robots and machines will be doing more. You know what I mean? It's just, but the problem is, if there's such a high population, people are like, those robots are going to take our jobs.
Illuminati. He's Illuminati, Wush. Hang up on him. He's Illuminati.
Yeah, man. Get out of here.
He wants to. He put up the Georgia Guidestones. I've got the documents.
I'm just saying it'd be cool if, as we got, more progressive as like a people, we just bred less and the population started to go down. And the more people get educated, the less they breed.
I understand that.
That's true.
It sounds like Mao Zedong is on the phone.
No, I mean all people, Americans, every human. I'm talking about just we have 8 billion people or 7 billion people or something.
It's not going to happen. We have the Catholic Church. Yeah,
I know.
Where, obviously, America, we don't think logically or scientifically. We think with our dick, our balls, and our muscles. And it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
I know.
Sorry, Da Führer. It won't work. But yeah, you're right. There needs to be a lot less of us. Go to Beijing and go outside and try to breathe. Good luck.
Like I have this fantasy like of a future like 500 years from now where let's say they find a new lithium mine in somewhere in America or China or anywhere, right?
They'll bomb
it. But like
the people will be bombed.
They find this new lithium mine. And they want to open it up. A corporation wants to open it up. But you know what? There just aren't enough miners because the population has lowered because people have gotten more educated. So they have to use robots. So instead of like people losing their jobs, it just comes to a point where we have to mechanize stuff because our population
And
has
guess
decreased
what?
over time.
The
But it's never going to
robots-
be like that.
And the robots will rise.
Nah, you don't make them that intelligent. It's
You
dude.
give them AI. They'll
Booney,
need AI to mine the fucking mines. Listen, you train a robot to do what I do in home construction. We're talking thousands of years of technology to make a robot do what I do on a daily basis. You would need AI.
They already have that in fucking Japan. They have construction robots who can literally put up drywall.
And hold on, wait, Boone. What if all houses were prefabbed and then just a couple of construction guys just literally assembled them?
There you go.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
but you're talking about repair, specific repair.
There's always going to be room for craftsmen and artisans. Like, I'm going to need masons to fix up stuff because you can't. A robot that could be a mason is essentially another living being.
Yes, it's an
a
entity, right? That's what I'm saying. So they will rise. They will have
No, I'm talking about like to a miner, dude. There's a machine they use now. It bores out these lithium things and it just sucks the stuff up. The machine could be automated, but the mining union won't let it happen. The coal miners union. Well, I'm talking about mining coal and shit.
You're right.
Aggregate.
You're right, because we have the ability and the technology to mine fucking asteroids.
Yeah.
Forget about coal in Virginia.
Right.
Yeah, we could do it. Yeah, we could do it. But listen, the cost is too high now, right?
Yeah, it is.
15 years from now, I might be worried about my job. Until then, I'm not worried. I have job security.
What do you do for a job, if you don't mind me asking?
I rebuild homes, specifically homes that have been damaged. No, specifically damaged from disaster restoration. It's disaster restoration.
Okay.
Yeah, so fucking
not neglect restoration disaster.
Well, a lot of it has to do with neglect. If it's hidden, it's covered by the insurance companies. I get in there, do all the red tape, secure the contract, and rebuild the home.
I have a quote from Chad. They say, "What are your views on Canada taking in all the Syrians, 25,000?" I'm sure I already know the answer, but what do you guys think on that?
There's nothing different about that's Canada's problem. They already have a poor economy. They're just doing the right thing humanitarianly wise.
Yeah, until a fucking school gets shot up by some asshole Muslim. I'm sorry.
It's not going to happen.
Why?
We have enough problems. Look at Chirac.
To say
for
it's not
example.
going to happen is naive.
It happened in France. It happened in France with a fucking Syrian refugee.
But
dude,
also,
what are you talking about?
Are you okay?
Booney,
You're
that's
saying
no
those
excuse to be
25,000 people are going to cause a ruckus?
What about one? What about one out of that 25,000? Kills 30 fucking people.
Yeah, but Booney, just because some marijuana users get state aid and act like assholes and just like my dad and just sit around and get high all day and fake disability or whatever. Well, he doesn't think he had a heart attack, but you get what I mean? He could work.
Okay.
Because some guys do that, should I not be allowed to smoke weed? No. So just because a couple of them are real bad, doesn't mean I should be a dick to the rest of these people that desperately need help. That's my personal opinion. I think it's naive to say that it's not going to happen, Static.
You guys.
It's out of those 25,000 people, by bringing them in, are they going to cause a ruckus? Is it naive to say that? Are they going to that it can't happen? Of course, it's naive to say. But the probability is minimal.
You guys are abandoning your best argument, which is back in the days after Pearl Harbor, the Japanese internment camps proved completely ridiculously unnecessary.
Well, they are unnecessary.
Right. Yeah. Well, okay.
I don't think they should be put into a camp. I think
but
they
at the
should just
time,
be treated.
But at the time, we did that. It was wrong. It was immoral. It turned out.
And we also kept black folk as livestock. I mean, that's not. I
don't think it was just us, pal.
Oh, no, the Spaniards, the Italians,
Listen,
everybody.
Please, the Egyptians had Hebrews, the fucking Babylonians had Jews, the fucking Greeks took Hittites as slaves. That's just how it went throughout time. Romans had slaves from all over the world in Rome.
Yes.
It's been happening forever. I mean, it's it's funny, real quick. One time I watched 2 slavery movies back to back. I watched Django and the old school Kirk Douglas Spartacus, and something about the Roman slavery seemed a little bit less scummy because the Roman slaves were the sons and daughters of conquered peoples. It wasn't based on race. It was based on you were warriors that wouldn't quit, so they made you slaves. Whereas the other one the Django one was based on race. That somehow seemed dirtier and more wrong. I mean, slavery's wrong no matter what, but it somehow seemed like extra work.
Because they treated them like animals.
Yeah, it was like, it was something about it just made it so much more filthy and just wrong.
That's a great movie, though.
Oh fuck yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was
man.
It was a good movie.
I could watch slave owners get killed all day. Dave Chappelle said it. I could watch slave owners get killed all fucking day.
Yeah. So that type of greed and laziness is so unacceptable for New Englanders. I know that. It makes our skin crawl. The fact that we even had that.
It does. It does. It's making my skin crawl thinking about it's just disgusting.
And now look what happened. Now everyone's like bitching. Oh, look at these bad neighborhoods. Yeah, well, you wanted your ancestors wanted the free labor. Fuck you. It's your fucking fault.
That's a good point. All these same people are whining about this, and it's like, you were the ones that brought all these black.
No. But there is accountability. There are people like Neil deGrasse Tyson who came from fucking Brooklyn and shit. It made it work. No, you're accountable for your You can't blame some shit that happened 100 years ago.
No, of course not.
No, you are accountable for your communities.
No,
you're
I'm
accountable.
talking about the white
Listen, you're
people
accountable
who
for
are
your crime
whining.
rates. You're accountable for your communities. You're accountable for your culture in this American world. American world. You are. You cannot dodge that. Fuck that, because that's un-American.
Are you of the school that thinks that African American people don't have the right to complain because they weren't actively slaves? Like they weren't the ones who suffered. Do you feel that's wrong for them?
Listen, they had a big fucking ball and chain attached to the ankle of progress on their asses. I agree. No shit. All right, but you gotta fucking drag that thing harder. That's America.
Yeah, I just want to say real quick, anybody who whines and I do it, I whine about my situation, and I was born into a wealthy white family in fucking New England. Anybody that ever whines about their situation, unless they were literally born deformed or born in a prison camp or something crazy like that, you have nothing to complain about. You shut the fuck up. Do the best you can with what you have. Stop complaining and make something happen. That's your only shot.
Stop pointing the finger. We have a president in the White House who is blacker than the ace of spades. Enough with your shit. Go fucking do it. Get a job. Make your
community. And he certainly wasn't born to a successful family like the Bush family or something. You can say whatever you want. He worked the system. He gamed the system to get to be the commander.
I voted for him.
I voted for him once in 2008. I voted for Gary Johnson in 2012.
Gary Johnson?
He wants to legalize all drugs.
I'm going
to take a bong hit as we.
I guess the press didn't allow him at the debates.
No, they didn't. He garnered 3. He did worse than that guy with the fat, unsafe at any speed guy, Nader. He did worse than Nader does.
What I like about Trump is that he could fund his own fucking campaign if he leaves
he
the
hasn't.
party.
He hasn't. That's all. That's bullshit. Yeah. I'm a big Trump supporter, but I checked the numbers. He stopped funding his own campaign after May. He has been taking donations for the third and fourth quarters. He's been accepting millions in donations from people.
But he said if he left the party and went independent, he would run his own fucking campaign.
Listen,
he's got the money to do it for sure.
A Trump presidency, Wush, would be really bad for national parks, for land. It would be really good for developers.
When I think about it, though, I'm kind of I kind of want to just roll the dice and let's see what happens.
I like Trump a lot. Dude, Boone, I don't agree with that. National parks are secure because they've got great lobbying groups and stuff like that. As far as land, there's going to be some wetlands and maybe non-national park lands that gets eaten up. Listen,
the EPA is going to, everything's getting slashed, dude.
Dude, I have a pond in my backyard. Thanks to the fucking EPA, the court ruled that the EPA has control of all water, in any bodies of water in America. The federal government could come in and say what I have to do with water that's 100 feet in my fucking backyard.
Yeah.
Yes, I want him to rein in the EPA.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Please.
I know. And the USDA is just as bad too.
Seriously, the town can't manage the pond in my backyard adequately.
And here's another thing: the USDA has been being lobbied, or you know what I mean, gotten up the ass by Monsanto for so many years that fucking whole situation's corrupted now
Matt
too.
said the best quote about Monsanto. He was like, "Guy comes in and says, "Oh, you can pour this shit on your thing and it'll kill weeds and insects and it's safe to drink." And it's you drink the shit.
Yeah, Roundup ready, baby. Yeah, you fucking drink it.
The guy says it's safe to drink. It's all right, you fucking drink it then.
Americans, go buy your AR-15. Go buy your 1911 pistol sidearm. Go get seeds. Go start getting chickens. Learn how to raise livestock. Learn a trade, a craft, and trade amongst yourselves. Thank you.
Why don't you run for president, Booty?
Well, that would be my message.
You're
And
onto
that's what-
something, Wush. You're onto something.
Yeah, Booney for president.
Yeah, I'll be your vice president.
And when I get sworn in, I'm gonna turn around from the podium. They're gonna take the picture of my hand on the Bible. My penis is gonna be hanging out of my pants.
I would not swear on a Bible. I would swear on a
Quran.
No, I'd swear on a copy of the U.S. laws, like the federal
Constitution.
laws,
The
like,
Bill of Rights. How about
no,
that?
those are antique. I don't want to mess with those. I would just get a copy of a U.S. law book, because that's just whatever law is about the presidency it's written in a law book, like a blue law book that's on a shelf. I would have them take that law and I would sign it. I would use that.
I would swear on a copy of Truly Tasteless Jokes, Volume 15 from 1990.
Deep Thoughts, Jack Handy.
Yeah. I love that shit. So you were a 90s Saturday Night Live junkie too, huh?
Oh yeah, but actually I had a teacher that would read Deep Thoughts in class, like before a test, to like relax us in like 4th or 5th grade. It was great. And I remember my teacher sat down and read one, and she says, "Once I had a dream about a clown who spent his entire life making people happy, and children loved to see him perform. But in real life, in his own personal life, he was a sad and depressed and lonely man. And he also had chronic dysentery."
What happened to
just
fucking
like,
Saturday Night Live? It sucks balls now.
Oh, Saturday Night Live is a laughing stock of cringe.
What happened?
I don't know.
The formula was there. It was kind of good back in the day, and now it's just, how is it still on? I don't get it.
Guys,
Rich
it's a wave
kids-
function. It's a wave function. Goes up and down.
Yeah, rich kids got the jobs instead of guys like Chris Farley.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. You're right. Rich kids and also guys that got handouts because like, all right, we want to get someone that's this color and that color. Which I don't. I listen, I'm pro diversity. I have no problem with that. But people, it should always be merit based.
Let it happen. Let it happen naturally, just like Chris Rock or Eddie Murphy.
The
guys
millions of talented people who aren't white.
Right. Those guys just naturally came to the fucking fold because it was genuine.
Like George Hamilton.
Yeah.
It's like Orange or something.
But
you see what happened to Tracy Morgan? He fucking got nailed by I think it was a Walmart truck or something.
I won't get you pregnant, Wush.
No, he looked like a completely different person because his friend died in the accident, and like he was afraid to even try to make a joke. It was horrible. The guy was like destroyed from it. He's like, I can't be funny anymore. I don't think I can be funny. This is hilarious.
Finally, he's funny to me. I'm sorry. I like Tracy Morgan. He seems like a funny guy, personally, but it just it seems like would be a funny guy to associate with. But his act is just like, yo, I'm Tracy Morgan. I'm extra loud and extra black. Like that's it.
He's like one of those guys you would work with on a construction site, though. That's what he reminds me of, like guys.
No,
I've
Adam
worked with.
Carolla's the guy you'd work with on a construction site.
Well,
literally.
as far as a black guy goes, he's
okay, right? Okay, you're so funny because he reminds me of Floyd and Carter at work. He does.
I swear to God, I worked with a guy who not only looked but sounded exactly like Tracy Morgan, and he used to sell me pills. Like he'd meet me. He was like a 40-year-old black dude, and
were they good pills?
Yeah, like Vicodins and shit. He would meet me at a 7-Eleven, and he would sell me his pills. It was the weirdest thing ever. He'd be like, meet me in the fucking 7-Eleven behind the coffee machine. And he'd be all sketchy about it, too. And he used to call me Pockets, because I always had my hands in my pockets.
Pockets?
Yeah. Hey, Pockets!
I picture Wush being like that guy from Mr. Computer with a hoodie on.
I imagine he's like Jay
Mr.
from Jay
Computer,
and Silent Bob fame.
Mr. Robot, you fucking
yeah, I'm sorry.
Mr. Computer,
Mr. Robot.
I just imagine you're Jason Mewes, like you're just like, yeah, that's how I imagine you're like.
Here's Wush going to get his pills.
Like, yeah, you're doing drugs, you're fucked up, and you're yelling and saying "fuck you" to everybody. You're like, that's what I imagine. You're just like,
Wush, you got to go get fucking Cookie Man.
The fuck is that?
Interview.
Who the hell's Cookie Man?
Oh, wait. Was he a taco? What was he?
Oh, Wush, real quick.
No, hold on. Wait a second, Zach. Who was that picture you took? What was he trying to... Oh, Burrito Man? Remember the guy who looks like a fucking cookie? You took a picture of him?
Oh, the Bagel Man. Yeah.
Bagel Man.
Yeah.
You got to get Bagel
Cookie
Man for an interview.
I'll try. If it's cold out now, I don't think he's out. We have 978.
978.
What's up, Wush Boon?
What's going on, man?
This is Chuck in Boston again.
Ew, Chuck in
I don't-
Boston.
I really don't want to take this fucking show to a grinding halt, but real quick synopsis. Joey gone. I know you guys probably talked about it, but I missed it.
Yeah,
Gone.
we did talk about. Listen, dude. I called Joey, Chuck. I said,
Yep.
Joey, what's going on, man? Come on, don't be like this. He seemed irreconcilable. I did my best.
Yep.
I said my
Right.
piece. I didn't want to.
Exactly.
He seemed upset with me. I asked him if he was. He said, "No, dude, I'm just fired up." And I said, "All right, well."
Yeah.
I said, "Listen, we'll just talk about it later, dude. Okay?"
Maybe in a couple weeks he'll cool off. But like Booney, Wush said, do we really want him back? It's like walking on Greg's show.
Well,
You're
first-
absolutely
one
right.
thing, first
and
of
I
all-
do like Joey, but you guys were shooting the shit, having fun, cracking up, and then all of a sudden he snapped. He's
Yeah.
like, what's that fucking Sally Field movie where she had 17 personalities? Whatever the fuck it was.
That was a piece of shit movie, but I know what you're talking. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Sylvia or whatever the fuck it was. But you know what I mean? You guys were wishing him were cracking each other up, having a good time. He even said he'd blow him and shit.
Yeah, it was busting balls and telling jokes.
Exactly. And then all of a sudden he's about something so minor, he just absolutely goes nuts.
Just as
because he acts
confused
like
about
Sally
it.
Field from that fucking movie.
But the thing is,
Yeah,
Joey was
exactly.
Joey was supposed to be on vacation on break until January 6th or 8th, I think, whatever the next Friday is.
The
in
8th,
January.
yep.
So he wasn't going
Right.
to be here anyway. So I think he kind of
Right.
felt, let me, throw a little jab out there before my break and keep people wondering what the fuck's going on. That's what I think was going on in his mind. Because I'm just as confused as you are. It made no sense. It was out of left
Right,
field.
you're exactly right. I mean, and everything. I mean, how long you guys been on the air? A couple of years? It's been two and a half years or something.
From here, 18 months, but we've
Well,
done
well,
it.
like
we've
Joey's
done
been
it
on, and you guys
Yeah.
were on a little longer, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
I'm new to the whole thing, so. But I did get through it, get hooked on the show from Joey from Stern playing the Eric clips and shit, But in a perfect world, just all would get along, but yet obviously not. And I would hate to miss Joey. My Friday nights at work are great. From 8 to 10, I listen to that fucking whack job, and then you guys take it home,
Well, just know he did not say, Joey, you must leave. Joey did it on his own. And it's up to him.
Absolutely. I listened to the whole thing. I listened to it 2 or 3 times, matter of fact.
So then what would you
And
do? That's what I'm saying. If you're working with someone and they're constantly quitting and causing a ruckus, it's entertaining, sure, but to a certain point, it's hard to deal with. What
But
do you do?
I'll have to tell you one thing. When I heard it first live, I thought, I was saying to myself, fucking Wush, why is Wush stopping? And then I listened to it again, and I said, he didn't do a fucking thing. Oh, sorry, he mentioned one of the, the second most popular radio DJ, and you guys are in the same fucking industry. You mentioned Opie and Anthony, and he snapped about, don't talk about them on my show. I mean, come on, are you that insecure? You think Howard's going to get pissed at, oh, shit, Joey Booth's show is talking about Opie and Anthony, I think that's what it was. That's how fucking insecure the guy is. And I love listening to the guy, but it's real. It's a lot of insecurity there. Don't you think?
I think he had a personal issue with one of the guys. Either, I think Anthony stole his fucking
Oh,
domain
yeah,
name.
he stole his yeah, right. He
And that
stole
was-
the domain and shit.
Yeah, that
But,
was part
I
of
mean,
it.
come on, how long ago was that? 14 years ago, I think he said.
I don't know. I was putting it out there because I'm saying go listen to that fucking fight they had, and it was good radio. That's all I was saying. I wasn't saying, oh, they're
Right,
Opie and Anthony's
it
better.
was good radio. I went to listen to it because I heard you mention it. But
Right.
you know what's funny is that you guys were getting along so well. Shit, I just lost my fucking train of thought.
I know what you're saying.
That was it. No, because Joey asked, you're not going to replay the show. Like, you're not going to, put it up to people to listen to. And then that's all you said was, well, me and Gonzo talked for about 10 minutes. And that's when he said, yeah, you're talking about a guy I don't like. And then he has to throw in that, I don't want to talk about that on the air. I don't want to talk about that on the air.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's something fucking very minor, But anyway, usually I got nothing to say. Now they can't shut me the fuck up. Are you guys still even there?
Listen, Chucky, You're on the same page.
Oh, shit.
That's all. You just what you're
Yep.
saying has already been regurgitated 300,000 times between me and Wush.
I figured that much, but I got to the show late tonight. You know what, guys? I mean, I like Joey's show and shit, but I've gone back and listened to every single one of your guys.
Yeah, you're a good fan.
And I'll have to say, from a fan's perspective, you guys definitely have got a tighter show, or I don't know the fucking terms they use.
No, you
but your
got it
show has
right.
come a long way. It really has.
Hey, listen, did you know that fucking our boy from Boston, Red Peters, did a Christmas special here the other night?
No, I know, and that's what Joey said. You guys were going to maybe replay it on Christmas Eve or something. Trust me, I didn't know. When was it? Last night?
It's available for download on the site if you scroll down past the chat room. But yeah, dude.
Oh, cool.
Podtrash.com. Go sign in, make an account, and hang out, man. And go in the chat room.
Oh, yeah, no, I was on there last week.
Yeah.
I was on there fucking around when you guys just, my battery died in my phone. What time did you guys stay on the air till?
We got a new time slot, 9 to midnight, Chucky.
No, I know, but you guys were on last Friday until about after 1 a.m. I know that.
Yeah, we did 4 hours. It was about 4 hours.
Right.
That's because we got a donation.
Yeah.
So,
really? Okay.
Booney don't work
All
until
right,
he
guys,
gets paid.
I'll let you go because I said my piece. But keep up the good work, guys. And how do I get a fucking show on the station?
Oh, you'll talk to my guy. We'll talk to your guy, Chucky.
Yeah.
And we'll do
Later,
lunch.
dude. Yeah,
All
absolutely.
right, guys.
We'll figure it
Keep
out.
up the good work. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Chuck.
Bye-bye.
Chuck from Boston, everybody.
Yeah, I like that guy.
He's a good guy.
That fucking
He's a good guy.
That guy.
The guy.
He's a good guy.
I like the idea you're putting out here, Zach. Definitely, that would be cool.
Yeah, it's so she's really it's pretty much going to happen. I mean, she's pretty much going to make it happen.
Are we allowed to mention that, or is it on the?
Oh yeah, I don't see any reason why not. Hippie's trying to get. I didn't want to interrupt Chuck.
Put it out there. What is it? What's
she is trying to get Ronnie to a strip club opening because she's buying a strip club, the Diamond Club, I believe.
Yeah, dude. I interviewed her.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours away. She was literally like I think 3 hours drive or something, 3.5 hour drive from me. So I mean, she's got to be like 2 hours from New York, So
it would be 4 from Mass.
Yeah, but you get what I mean. She's got to be pretty close. So I'm just saying we could do a show. You know what I mean? Like
I would go.
Yeah, or if you would go too, then the three of us we could go down.
Where do you live, Zach? Where do you live, Zach? I don't even.
I live in Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if she's 3.5 from me, that means she's like 2 from you or 3 from you. I'll pick you up on the way, or fucking Booney, you can come down.
I'll drive.
Come to my place. You come to my place, then and either pick me up or we'll get in my car and I'll drive. We'll pick him up and we can all fucking head down to this thing. I'll get a room. We'll fucking we can take care of this shit. Have a night party with Ronnie, the whole thing. And if we record it, it'll probably cause some shit because he's not supposed to be on like other things. I guarantee he's not supposed to. So it'll cost, and I'll have Flat Howard too, so I can get pictures of Ronnie with Flat Howard that I stole from the birthday show.
That'd be fucking great. I'm in.
What the fuck's Flat Howard?
It's these big like 6 foot tall. They had these big 6 foot tall cardboard things with Howard Stern on them that said, "Check my Twitter." I have 1 million pictures of like Flat Howard. It's like Flat Howard on the dump truck, Flat Howard and it's all like. It said Howard Stern birthday bash. They had them all up at the birthday bash all around. And when it ended, I was like, I was pulling one off the holder and the guy comes up to me and he says, the security guard comes up to me and says, "We're throwing those out after this, so you don't have to be sneaky about taking it. Here, let me help you get it off." I was like, "Oh, sweet." So I just like fucking ripped the thing off. And then everyone saw the security guard helping me and they reached and just started grabbing them like, you know what I mean? Like vultures, so
Flat.
It's a 6 foot. It's a 6 foot tall cardboard Howard. It's him standing with his arms crossed, and it says under it Howard Stern birthday bash with the date on it. It's fucking great. I have I have 2 Flat Howards because it's front and back.
I saw Howard re-sign for another 5 years, and they're going to be putting out some fucking app apparently with all the video in it. I'm interested in what that fucking is. It's only a few years too fucking late, and I mean. Yeah, it sounds like it's exactly what we were doing,
Live video streaming.
Yeah, no, I don't know if it's live or if it's archived after the fact produced, but they say it's going to have an archive of all the old shit too, which sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
That'd be insane if they had the archive of shit even from back in the E Show era. That would be really
That's
cool.
what it sounds like. It sounds like it's Howard TV and E era shit the last decade or so. And it's an app.
I just
and
wonder
don't
if he
know
has
it's
the
monthly.
rights to that, because, wait, E was owned by Viacom, and I remember when he
E-shows
came
did.
over to Sirius, he finally won that suit, and he got all their
He has
shit back.
He has
from them.
E-shows and Howard TV because they remade a lot of the E-shows as Howard TV. He doesn't have rights to the CBS and Channel 9 shows, I don't think. That's why they were never.
Yes, he does. He won them back in another thing. Because
Really?
remember when he first got to Sirius, the only old ones he was doing, he's like, all I have access to is NBC, because CBS was giving him shit.
Right.
Essentially what it was, CBS knew he had the rights to his stuff. It was in his contract. They just fought it in court to delay him for 6 months to a year. And the court case resolved after like a year and a half, 2 years. Howard won. And he got now he has the rights to all of his stuff.
Well, I'm for that. I've always said if he got back into the video thing and I can not only see new video, but the old shit that's missing from my collection, I definitely go through that. Maybe it's a monthly fee. If it's like less than $10, I might check it out.
I might check it out too, but the political correctness thing is going to stop. He's got to call Wendy the retard. He's got to call Gary the retard, or I'm not coming back.
Listen, the show is what it is. It's never going to be what it used to be, and he's never going to be that way again.
But listen,
it's still
the
the
political
best radio on.
I
Besides,
understand.
Us.
No, I think that Anthony Cumia's show is the best podcast available on the market, or radio program available on the market.
Max always likes to say that I Am Rappaport's better than us, and I'm like, dude, stop it. We're better than him.
No, I Am Rappaport is a great show. I really get a lot out of it.
JMZ's better.
I prefer to listen to JMZ. And listen, I also listen to I Am Rappaport. It's a great podcast. It's a great show. I'm entertained by it. I get a lot out of it. It fulfills me. It entertains me. But it's not my favorite. But I still listen to it.
You know what I miss most from Howard's show? I miss Gilbert. I miss when he used to do his Artie impression. You make a DVD, you record the comedy special.
Yeah.
Well, now you put it out on a DVD, and then you go on the show and you plug the DVD.
You can get it. Go watch fucking Artie's show. He has Gilbert on all the time, and they did like a segment where it was kind of like the news on Robin when Robin's doing the news. Just that interaction, the dynamic between the two of them. They did that on Artie's podcast.
And the Artie Quitter podcast is a really good podcast. It's another great one.
Gilbert has a podcast too, I believe, and Artie comes on that. Who was Andrew from Stern Nation Stern Nation show was trying to get another good podcast.
Artie V over fucking Australia, mate. What's up?
G'day.
G'day.
It's fucking 108 degrees here in the shade.
Oh yeah,
and global warming's not real. Global warming's fake. Just want to say that right now.
Rub some Vegemite on you.
The birds that you normally hear in the background are actually I don't know where the fuck they've gone. They're gone.
Your AC must be going like.
The only thing they hear in Australia are birds and NXS. That's it.
And what a beautiful life they lead.
Yes.
No, talking about the Stern stuff, as someone who's not really, I wasn't across this shit when it was going down, but there are two versions of that shoo-shoo retarded flu call going around, and my understanding is, gleaning information from, people you guys talking about and stuff, is that he didn't have access to certain stuff that was recorded at K-Rock when he went over, and so Sal and Richard actually re-recorded bits. Are you aware of this?
No.
Oh yeah, that was a joke. No, it was RDV. No, guys. One of the jokes was that they were like, okay, we're going to have Sal and Richard start re-recording all the bits. So they had them call Gary the retard and do like shoo retarded flu again. And, it was the joke that he's so retarded you could do the same bit again. No, they didn't actually have them redo all the same bits.
Zach, are you sure? I'm sure?
Positive. Because they did a lot of them. They redid a lot of them. The ones
exactly.
that they could. The ones they could reuse, they did, but they didn't redo all of them. They did it mostly for fun. It wasn't like.
Why would you go to the effort? I mean,
yeah.
He is. Why is shoo retarded flu ever not funny? I want them to do it a third time. There should be a trilogy.
No,
but go on. Sorry, Booney.
No, I think that RDV is on the right track here, and I think there's also this grand conspiracy about this person that was hired by Howard named Marcy Turk, which cannot go unnoticed.
Yeah, but I'm
No,
so
that grand
confused.
conspiracy was started by an article. That article that was printed on the Daily News or whatever the fuck. And that article had so many inaccuracies in it. I read it, that person obviously got information from someone they thought was an insider who absolutely has nothing. It was just a dude at Sirius that hates that bitch.
There's actually something on Stern Universe somebody posted that was apparently some podcast this woman did where she interviewed someone from Howard TV, and my guess is that it's Richie Wilson, it sounds like. If you go through the threads, you can listen. The podcast is kind of cringy, but you get the good information. They're saying that Richie goes through like everything. That's my guess that it's Richie Wilson, because when on that Howard TV everyone got fired, Richie was the most vocal on Twitter about how fucked up it was.
Wasn't he banging the
Rachel
the Jewish girl with
Rachel
the big
Fine.
jugs.
Oh, she had the best tits. Yeah, Rachel Fine.
But he goes through everything, talking about how the contract and all the disputes, and how Howard didn't say a fucking word and just fired them all. And it was really weird shit going on back there.
Yeah.
But he discloses everything. So
yeah.
I recommend you go check that out if you cared what happened with Howard TV.
Wush, link it in chat because I've never heard it.
Please do, because that's something, dude. You should send me that because I'd really like to. That is something I'd really like to listen to.
And it's also something that's impossible to ignore. So the whole political correctness wave that hit Howard and the changes that happened to the show were not coincidental.
There's no way I'm going to believe that some executive muscled him into doing anything. There's no way he has. So he is the power at that place.
He had the power to hire her too, right? Which he did.
But still, there's no way there's no way someone else is muscling him. If he hired her and is making her the bad guy in the office so he doesn't have to be, it's still Howard then. It's not her. You get what I mean? That's the point I'm trying to make.
But that's what I laughed.
Someone for Howard's... Listen, I would do that if I was Howard too. If I'm like, man, I really want to go more politically correct, but I want to shield myself from looking like I am, I'll hire someone and make them yell at the other guy.
But that's to me is repugnant.
Yeah, but that's what rich people do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Being a manager, yeah. I don't want to be the guy that has to tell these people this. Hell no. I don't want to have to be. No.
But that's not the Howard I remembered and listened to for decades. Yeah, it's repugnant. I
agree. I'll agree with that.
I mean, it's repugnant behavior that is.
Bernie, the person that you started listening to is died 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But I still love
Not
it.
that long ago, no.
Not that long ago, yeah. I agree with
18 years ago.
Yeah.
He's 3 years ago.
After the first Sirius contract and about when Artie left for me.
Yeah, Chuck Steak is live with the Wishy Boat show too. But yeah, I mean that's
Zach, that Marcy Turk shit, I don't know if she's pulling the strings, but there has been a major fucking attitude shift over there from the top down.
Never said there hasn't, but there's no one that's muscling Howard around. He is the biggest thing at Sirius besides the top executives, and there's no way that he's getting muscled by someone. So if he's throwing weight around, it's at his behest. It's gotta be, man.
It is.
Why would he install her in Tim Sabian's position? Now, Wush also
shit all over the walls.
Tim Sabian left. Tim
shit
Sabian
all
left.
over the fucking walls.
Well, he was forced out.
He looked
I don't blame
unprofessional because he shit everywhere, and Howard's like, "Oh my god, this fucking guy's unprofessional. He took his shit all over the bathroom."
Come on, Tim
he just
Sabian
it was other stuff. I've met the guy, and not that I'm like saying I had a big conversation with him. The guy's a nice dude. He's very friendly and very like whatever. I don't think he just doesn't. From what I remember from the show and everything, he's really professional on like every level. He worked his ass off. I think he left, honestly. I think he was just like, because when I met him, he was like retired. Like he just was going around to do like fun stuff. Like Marianne was like, oh yeah, he's at all these events and this, that. Like all he did was like go to events and stuff. So I think he was kind of just like retired or something like that.
Old school. Whereas, sorry,
you know there's a dress code there now?
What?
Fuck off.
He's always been trying that. He was trying to get Baba Booey to be more professional, wear a suit. That's
Howard
Howard.
Bush.
That's Howard.
Howard dresses
Somebody
like a
asked
50.
you. Hold on, this is a crucial detail.
We're gonna have to clear it.
Somebody posted a before and after picture of Sal and Richard's office. From back when they were funny, when the Stern Show was great.
Yeah.
And dude, they showed the before pictures. There was like fucking, heavy metal posters and fucking tits and dicks and fucking just porno posters all over the wall. Now they're relegated to a white room with a table in the middle, nothing on the walls, no posters at all. everything was ripped and torn down and replaced and painted over in white paint. So, I mean, it's really fucking sad environment over there. Now, instead of Richard and Sal, we have Mehmet, the intern.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Never said
I
a funny
agree.
fucking thing.
It was Howard's decision. If you even go back to when Howard TV, the intro changed for Howard TV, where it used to be the Muppet shit and like all the circus stuff, and then it turned into like this weird interview, professional-looking interview of Howard's face smiling and shit. That's when it started. He decided to turn it into a fucking interview show because he always wanted to be an interviewer on TV.
Just say what it is. He fucking sold out. All right.
Yeah, he wanted to be accepted by
he sold
A class.
I'm just gonna say this one thing. I like to bust balls, and I think you guys know that. I will dish it out with people and be like, whatever the fuck. When you actually interact with people, like physically meet them and this and that, I feel it becomes, for me, more difficult to be a dick to that person to some degree. I think that as he got more entrenched as an A-list celebrity, if I could just play devil's advocate, just as he got to know these people, it becomes harder to break balls when you, and like all the stuff that he was breaking balls about them
now
for.
you're comparing money. No, hold on. Let me speak, Zach, because I need to correct this down.
I'm done.
No, because what you're saying is that you will compromise creativity and individuality for money and acceptance. To me, creativity and art cannot be compromised, ever.
Flash forward, a couple of years when Booney's actually getting paid, then he'll sell the fuck out.
I'll be sucking so much corporate dick.
I don't know.
He'll be painting Nike symbols.
Oh, yeah. I'm a prostitute myself. It is what it is on that level.
But until then, I have my integrity.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking fucking $500 million contracts.
Right.
I'm sure
when
things change.
When I do that, I'll deserve all the criticism I deserve for doing it. But I haven't done it yet.
All right, let's clear the phone lines. We got a few minutes here. So
yeah, we do. We need to, thank you for your calls.
Zach,
you guys were awesome.
Good evening.
RDV,
yeah, take it easy, guys. Have a nice night.
Later.
Thanks for calling in, definitely.
Any last words, Chuck?
Yeah, I tried calling in to the Red Peter special several times. I know Wush was upset that I didn't get through, but I was wondering if my holiday greeting was played.
I don't know if it was.
I don't know.
No, yeah, it was. It was played. Yeah, it was.
What was? I didn't hear it. I didn't hear mine.
I remember laughing at it really hard.
All right. Well, yeah, I got to download it anyway.
Where is? Okay, yeah, I'll listen to the show. I haven't listened back yet, so yeah, no spoilers.
I know that there was a few they didn't play, and then they went on as JMZ right after, and they played the ones they didn't get to play. But I think yours was played during the actual special, if I remember correctly. And Booney's, and mine, and John's, and Zach's.
Yeah, mine was an ISIS Booney. I was Balar Akbar bin Booney. So
I remember the first time I heard that, it was when I was on the edibles, and I was fucked up, and I'm like, "What is this? This show is so absurd." I was just laughing, like.
But you were Asperger's. You had your Asperger's because of the edibles going full steam.
So that was my first exposure to that. So it was even funnier then.
Right.
Yeah. Normally, Wush is like a White Castle Asperger, but that night he was like a fucking
Spurging.
triple bypass burger.
Cerebral palsy.
He was into the McRib.
Yeah.
Wush said cerebral palsy Spurgers.
Yeah, I was disappointed on your behalf, Chuck, because I was like, Chuck, this guy's from Boston.
Hey, it wasn't from a lack of trying.
Yeah.
What happened?
I was fucking auto dialing the show.
Well, what happened?
Even when you said call in now, it just I never got through.
You're not opportunistic, and when you placed a fucking telephone call, I knew there was a lull in activity, and I sensed it. I smelled it, and I fucking called.
I've never dealt with a live special like that. I know that it's it's a delicate balance that Max has to handle.
That's
and
right.
I was probably fucking him up and pissing him off.
Yeah, probably, man. Probably distracted.
Yeah, because he's probably like trying to play a song, and then some asshole is calling.
It was Red's show. It was Red's show. They were just hanging out.
I just wanted to talk to Red.
I know. I talked to Red. I made an ass of myself, but I think I came off pretty good.
Well, I think Red was kind of afraid to carry the show because we would always be like, oh, it's the Red Peters special. And he's like, well, I just want to be a JMZ show and I'm kind of there.
Yeah.
But I'm like, he could have carried that whole fucking show. He's done it before a million times.
I've never missed a Red Peters special.
Well,
ever.
Red, when I was calling, Red was talking about unexpected gifts where, something happens, like I think negative, but it turns out to be positive. And I was going to call and say, yeah, like the time Tom Bernard put your music on his fucking Morning Zoo album without your permission.
Yeah.
And it got you fucking skyrocketed to the Howard Stern show.
Yeah. That's true too. But the other thing, another great question for Red would have been too, is that like what fucking finally tipped the scales for him to start doing smut songs?
Everybody does smut songs.
I know, but I do it at work. Like, so I'd listen to the classic rock station and instead of give me the Beat Boys and Free My Soul, I'll come up with some really nasty shit for that rock and roll classic,
Richard did the ultimate to that one.
Yeah, I know. But
I think that's just the result of him putting everything into a song. He's like, what's left to do? So then he just goes into that. That's pretty much the easy way to explain it.
Yeah, but Red...
Try to get a hold of Larry Pierce.
If
you want a real fucking filthy music show.
What was that other guy, Valby from Boston? John Valby.
Or Wesley Willis.
Yeah. John Valby, I believe his name is, from Boston, is a great smut rocker. And
is
Rebel.
Is Wesley Willis still alive? Remember that guy?
Fucking
fucking duck.
I don't know who the fuck what you talking about, Willis?
Wesley Willis is? You don't know who that is?
What you talking about, Willis?
I'm going to show you right now. He'll tell you. Hold on. Let me find it. Chuck, you don't know who Wesley Willis is either? He was on
Never heard of
Stern, like back in the day. Stern used to play him all the time. Like,
I'm a Stern expert. I've never heard of Wesley. What?
Stern has played John Valby.
Wesley Willis.
What you talking about, Willis?
Here we go. Suck a caribou's ass. Here's Wesley Willis. Hold on. What the fuck?
Suck a male camel's dick. Suck a hyena's ass. Suck a government's cock. Suck a snow leopard's ass. Suck a rhino's dick.
Shut the shit off.
No, I know who he is.
Suck a camel's ass. Suck a camel's.
He sounds like he's retarded. You don't
Yeah,
remember?
yeah, and every song he plays is the same music track.
Asperger's music.
Yeah,
but Howard Stern is an individual on the radio.
Yeah,
Howard Stern. Yeah, I've heard of him.
Chuck, did I play you my demo of my Red Peters Christmas contribution song?
No.
You're getting panel for Christmas?
No, I didn't hear it.
Why
didn't you submit it? I'm sure it was bad.
It was so bad because I played my own guitar.
Red Peters Song Snatch. You can go submit it. I'm going to put the piss song on there.
I would never submit that song to Red. It was
Me and Booney are going to do a
masterpiece
song for next year.
Yes, a masterpiece.
Yep.
Or a magnum opus.
What is it?
You're getting panel for Christmas.
No.
How about
better?
You're getting a speculum for Christmas.
That's pretty good.
And then I pour in the cookies and milk for Santa Claus.
Wait, no, cookies don't go in there. It's cereal.
No, cookies and milk for Santa. So my wife is going to get a speculum for Christmas. So you know how Santa comes down the chimney and gets you cookies and milk? He's going to eat them out of...
You could put Cookie Crisp in there.
What?
That's true. Yeah, cereal, yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, actually, Chuck.
I don't even think a cookie would fit in an asshole.
Yeah. You're getting Cookie Crisp in my wife's asshole and a speculum with milk for Christmas.
If a woman wanted you to eat cereal out of her asshole, would you do it?
No, I'd vomit.
What if your asshole was like really clean? Like she cleaned
No, because
no. That GIF. I'm glad it's gone.
That's fucking
bad.
Degenerate.
Even if she was like really fucking hot and that was your way in.
No.
Like, you can fuck me, but you have to eat cereal out of my ass.
You wouldn't feel anything.
How the fuck is that attractive? in
It's
any
not
way.
whether it's a trend. I'm saying, would you do that in order to get the rest
No.
of it?
No. How is that sexy? How is that romantic? How does that make a man
Doesn't
hard?
have to be, but if she's really hot and you want to bang her and she says, you can bang me if you eat cereal out of my asshole,
No.
would you do that?
No.
Really?
No.
I
would.
would.
Oh, Chuck.
Me and Chuck would.
Chuck needs a piece.
We'd share it.
Yeah. Chuck
At the
needs a
dinner
piece.
table. Or the
Chuck, if
breakfast
you get
table.
your own show on Pod Trash, dude, you can get pussy. Trust me.
I was recommending Chuck from Boston get his own show.
He's pretty fun. Chuck and Chuck.
Oh, there was the Crazy
Oh,
Joe.
that guy's way too much personality. for
Whoosh.
me.
What do you think about the Chuck and Chuck?
Yeah.
That would be awful.
That would be
numb
fucking
Chuck.
awesome.
Numb Chuck.
Numb
Because like
Chucks.
a numb Chuck has two chucks.
The nunchucks.
Yeah, the nunchucks.
The nunchucks.
But they're numb.
Just let Chuck from Boston have his own show. He's fucking good.
The nunchucks. It has to happen.
Genius.
It's brilliant.
When I trick Chuck into a show, they're always good though, right?
Yeah.
You just gotta be like, yeah, just stay on the phone, Chuck, and don't tell him why, and then just go on
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Wush tricks me into fucking having a show.
I
Well,
love those shows.
We got 40
Three
seconds.
times now.
We have 40 seconds left.
Last words, Chuck?
Well, what's with the 40 seconds?
Thank you for your call. Bye.
Wait. You know Wush.
Get out!
is
Get
gonna be
out of
at 5
professional
in the morning.
fucking
Get out of my
show.
show. Get off my
I
show.
don't care what he's doing tomorrow.
Get
He's
out
gonna
of
be up
here.
all night
Get
in
off
the
my.
goddamn
Oh, wait,
chat room.
Chuck. Wait. Remember you said that. Wait, Whoosh. Remember he said in the chat room that I did something embarrassing? Oh, I was.
Yeah.
Rated
We
women.
were playing a benefit show for
Yes.
people we know whose house burned down and they lost everything.
Yeah.
And Booney starts like, and when I say, like the families of the people were there, they were like grandparents and just. It was not a normal show that we did. There was like people at tables sitting down having tea.
Yeah,
And
but
Booney starts rating the girls indiscriminately based on their looks. And I just wanted to fucking die.
It wasn't like that.
I wanted to
Die from
crawl
laughter or
into a
embarrassment?
hole.
It was a misunderstood joke, actually, Chuck.
No, but it went on too long, and all I could see
Yeah.
was a bunch of fat, angry faces from the
The
sea
old,
girls
but
that
we
were in
were
the
doing
crowd.
our act. We were doing our show, Chuck. You have to give me credit. It wasn't. We had to do our act. I
It was
wasn't gonna hold back.
inappropriate for the
But they
occasion.
wanted Jamie. Our friend
Another
wanted
name
us
to
to do.
the family tree.
No, our friend wanted us to do our act, and it was his fucking house that burned
No,
down. I
they
go,
just
I'm
wanted
going
us
to
to
give you
play
our
some
act.
music.
Yeah,
You didn't-
we
you
did
didn't
our
have to
act.
Start rating girls based on their appearance.
You're a
'Cause
big.
there were a lot of homely girls there that were just fucking scowling for
Could
the
have
rest of the
fucked them
night.
instead.
That's not true. I didn't rate girls.
Oh yeah, you did.
raped them.
Yeah.
You could have had
And that
sex
was
with them
that
instead.
was the night I OD'd, by the way, too.
Yeah, it's so great. Yeah.
On what?
Yeah.
OD'd on what? What were you doing?
Everything.
Yeah, we were doing everything, man. But I
I
mean,
had to get over the pain of fucking
my cringe.
performance. Yeah,
We
I just
were-
wanted to kill myself.
that was a bad gig. Shut the fuck up, dude. It was a bad gig.
It was at like a Knights of Columbus.
Yeah, it was a bad gig. Get over it.
Thank you, Chuck.
Faggot.
I'm over it. I'm over it, but it almost killed me.
It
Your-
almost
your
killed me
behavior,
too.
your behavior almost killed me.
It was a bad gig. But thank you. Bye.
All right.
Fucking faggot. I hate him, but I love him.
All right, well, that wraps up another Wush Boon show.
Yeah.
I gotta wake up early tomorrow. Fucking sucks, but we'll be back next week, Friday at 9. Is that the new time? 9 o'clock?
9 to 1 next week because we got
Yeah.
donations.
4-hour show next week. I was thinking I might have kept you on extra hour this week, but I'm like, fuck it. I gotta wake up early.
No, dude, I gotta go to bed. I'm tired.
So next week I'll be broadcasting from my new location,
Ugh.
my bachelor pad, and I will fuck Tinder.
Whatever you do, don't go up on stage and start rating women.
Yeah, there will be asshole spread in my
Yes.
apartment, and I'll film it. All right.
Live from Speculum City.
Speculum Mountain.
Yes.
Speculum Mountain.